all that fun stuff. I'm a little nervous, we got a new player. I want to make a good impression. I don't want to end up on D&D horror stories.
Don't worry. I believe Justice already told me like a bunch of like really fun stories all about you guys. So no. I'm excited.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
Yes,
Okay. I'm in the clear.
Most of those are about me, I reckon.
Under your campaigns, Falcon. That was just about.
Yeah, when I a lot of my stuff is not really that good, but when I hit the mark, I hit it dead on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Headhunter. I don't know.
Oh God. I still think that was my favorite segment.
Me and Bossman were holding the line. That was crazy. Oh my God. Context. It was a boss fight. We're trying to protect I think a church. It was crazy.
Yeah, church full of refugees, and
Yeah.
this guy came out with anti-magic armor and a non-magical axe, and that basically
So we couldn't smite.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, smite did not work on it.
I just remember, I think that was the one session I ever had where I legitimately thought me and Justin's character were gonna TPK. Like I thought that it was like this actually might happen. Like we might not be coming out of this alive.
The thing was, we didn't even hold him back. He managed to get into the church, and that's when he died. That was crazy.
Yeah, that's when you guys were able to just get on top of him and kill him.
Yeah, I think I got knocked unconscious 3 times that fight. It was crazy. but yeah, so don't worry. I'll make sure to add the headhunter to this campaign to scare everybody.
As he comes back.
Well,
it's just a roaming boss.
I always come back.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so let me just get my notes here, and we will begin.
I'm sorry, boss man. Just quick question.
Yes.
Right? I haven't been able to finish writing everything. Is that a problem, or is it?
No, that's honestly okay. And I was gonna just mention this just from the start. If there's anything that you wanted to kind of slightly adjust in your backstory as we're kind of going along, that's perfectly fine. Nothing has to be super set in stone. It's just I just wanted the foundation, to kind of the general idea. Because that it kind of helps me make sure that I've got all the material I need to start writing. And it's just I've been in this scenario where I started writing a campaign, and then 2 sessions later, I had somebody go so I want to completely rewrite my backstory and be a completely different. And I was like, but I wrote so much.
How can you do this to me?
I slowly see my notes burst into flames and just turn to ash and float away. Alrighty. Let us get some music and we will begin. And we will begin with a little bit of a poem, and you could probably guess what that poem might be. Or I guess you could call it a rhyme.
Ooh.
There we go.
I get it. It's Rime of the Frost Maiden.
Oh, title drop first episode. Let's go. All right. So, we bow to she who wears the crown. Let the world shiver with dread. Clad in winter's whitest gown, her snow enshrouds the dead. Her fury sheds but frozen tears as gray clouds issue forth. Her wind across the wasteland shears, bringing blizzards from the north. Ice-kissed flowers caught mid-bloom, beauty kept in all its grace. Summer's gone in its silenced tomb, still in her cold embrace. All the world in winter's white, sheathed in a sleet of ice, set upon a never-ending night, she conjures paradise. Behold her everlasting rhyme, see how it covers all. Weep not for those she traps in time behind her glacial wall. Sovereign of the summer's loss, general of winter's war, long live the queen of cold, and frost may she reign forevermore. IceWind Dale has become trapped in a perpetual winter. Ferocious blizzards make the mountain pass through the spine of the world exceedingly treacherous, and this land has not felt the warmth of sun in over 2 years. In fact, the sun no longer appears above the mountains, not even what should be the height of summer. In this frozen tundra, darkness and bitter cold reign as king and queen. Most Dale residents blame Oriel, the Frost Maiden, the god of winter's wrath. The shimmering aura that weaves across the sky each night is said to be her doing, a potent spell that keeps the sun at bay. Dale folk live in a scattering of settlements known as the Ten Towns. The drop-off in caravans coming from south and travel between settlements in this never-ending winter has left everyone feeling isolated. Although each town had resolved to appease the Frost Maiden with sacrifices of one kind or another, no respite from winter's fury seems forthcoming. For adventurers such as yourselves, Ten Towns is a place to test one's mettle, and in the spirit of heroes who've come before, leave one's mark on the frigid and blighted land. For some, your journey began from the western edge of IceWind Dale, a long road through harsh terrain and bitter winds. Having arrived at Ten Towns, finding strength in numbers, you found two lost souls, one who seemed to have all the time in the world, while the other could feel their time reaching its end. As you pushed through the blistering blizzard, a final individual approached, offering a well-needed light in the dark. The five of you have spent the last few weeks living off the land, deciding that it was time to find some sort of respite in this winter hellscape. The small fishing town of Bremmen comes into view, a well-needed rest, and hopefully new opportunities can be found there. Leading these party appears to be sort of a rugged ranger-like type who's currently looking at, I believe it's, is it a buffalo that you have carrying around with you? Bison, who has
my bison mount.
has a giant sled behind him carrying a pack. And speaking of which, Falcon, would you like to introduce your character?
Yes, I am playing Brandon Snowwind, a 78-year-old man who looks like he wrestles bears for fun. He is originally from the Ten Towns region. He has a large ranch near Kirkonig. He's not a bodybuilder, but you take one look at him and you can't mistake him for anything other than big and solid. He's got a big white beard, pale skin, pale wrinkly weather-beaten skin from all the time he spent outdoors, a lifetime. He is the horn helmet he wears. He took it from a barbarian, the first barbarian he ever killed when he was a youth. And in terms of height, he is very tall. He's almost 2 meters tall, so he's not short by any means. As for weight, let us quickly convert that from freedom units to kilograms. He is he tips the scale at 114.8 kilos.
He's a burly guy for sure.
Yes.
And you have actually been doing a lot and work, Bran. You've been really like you've been using your survival skills. You know the region like probably the best out of the group. That just comes from the tools of the trade. And just the skills that you've acquired over time. And you actually just recently, like, there was a blizzard coming that was going to just hit the party, and you were able to kind of like very easily maneuver and find a trail that would lead around it. Mm-hmm. And as you're kind of tending to your buffalo, making sure nothing has fallen off, you see another individual clouded. We see another individual clouded in like a sort of brown and white tunic, a sort of bandana over his head, and a cold, steely stare. Robin, would you like to describe your character?
All right. My character is Regnar Novaking. He is just like our DM described, he is wearing a blackish bandana with like some sort of a ruin mark in front. His eyes cold, like in yellowish hue, but it's just stares into your soul kind of feel. He looks like relatively good looking. However, if you take a closer look, you will notice that he is in fact a little bit frail, thin to be precise. Yeah, and while he walks, he brings like an aura of kind of knowing what he's about to do, like a man with a purpose. Yeah, and
like he's very got like a goal in mind. He's got a mission to accomplish.
Yes.
And he's always kind of carried that kind of like aura around him, even as you were traveling with the party. The next person who we'll describe a little bit has just this beautiful gleaming armor and just the biggest shield you have ever seen. Cherry, would you like to describe your character?
My character's name is Ydin Hilenen. Ydin. She has this gigantic shield that she lugs around. It seems to be polished to perfection, despite being in this very snowy, tundra. She also keeps her hair and face in such pristine condition, if that makes sense. She's very neat, very tidy. Maybe kind of a clean freak in that way. She has a gentle smile on her face, almost perpetually. You never really know if she gets angry at some of the antics that happens, or some of the, just
I will also say for it's Yilden.
Eden.
Eden. Okay, I if I pronounce anyone's names wrong, I apologize in advance.
No
All
problem.
good.
But Ilden, one of the things that I just wanted to mention, that especially when you're talking about the armor, there's basically like Aurora Borealis that kind of like makes its way through the IceWind Dale, and it really has a neat effect on your armor. It almost makes it
that's
kind of look like a little bit
gorgeous.
prismatic, a little bit, which
Yeah.
it looks beautiful. Some of the ranger folk that are with you kind of have commented that it's a beacon and maybe attracts unwanted attention. But hey, you make it work.
All the better for it. Isn't that all the better for more people to help, right?
You want to be that shining beacon in the snowstorm, for sure.
No.
And then the last character to enter into frame is a woman who has all the time in the world and definitely a long history that she carries with her. Justin, would you like to introduce your character?
Yeah. So my character, or her name is Brie Kramer, as she introduces herself. That she's an elf, so as you know, they live long lives. The other noticeable features that Brie has is her compared to Brandon, she's not that tall, but she's almost 6 foot as a woman, and she wears this very like weathered, compared to the gleaming armor. She wears like weathered leather armor and tunics and like a cloak, right? Seeming like she has not replaced it for a while. She usually wears a serious, stern look, but eases in certain moments, as she just seems to be thinking most of the time and is aloof at certain points. But she has shown to be quite reliable in various fields of, the world, whether that be history, magic, or music. She's known to be a dancer, and she dances for the group to give this sort
Inspire
of
them.
rejuvenating this
Yeah.
thing. She does practice on her own time, but she seems to be just quite capable on her own as a traveler.
Mhm.
And,
I like to
yeah.
imagine that there have been a couple days in these weeks where like there's been a particularly rough day and like it's been the blistering cold and like you set up the campfire and you maybe performed for the party just this beautiful dance that kind of like helped lift the spirits a little bit and
for sure.
yeah. And I think that might have like helped help with morale. Obviously, one of the things with Icewind Dale is that as somebody who has experience with harsh, cold weather, when it gets cold, people get tired, they get a little miserable. So that little bit of like positivity can go a long way for sure. But as the five of you make you, oh, and there's actually one character that I'll just very briefly introduce is a bugbear cleric. Who there was a particularly rough blizzard that even Bran, you were having trouble like navigating through, and you ended up meeting this bugbear who kind of had like this sort of light magic that they were able to use that you were able to work together to get through this blizzard.
Right.
And he's a bit mysterious. He's a man of like small words and very like he doesn't go on long tangents or anything like that. But he seems to really take his faith seriously. And one thing I will say, he is definitely very friendly with you, Ydin, because he really does appreciate that sort of positive, kind of like going out to help people kind of vibe that you bring to the party.
Yeah.
So you definitely I think the two of you have kind of become fast friends. I will also say, as far as timeline goes, Regnar and Ydin, you two were from the west side of Icewind Dale, and you started traveling east towards the 10 towns, and you ended up meeting each other. So you were like the first two to kind of like start the party.
Okay.
And as you traveled more eastward, that's when you ended up meeting the bugbear, Bran, and Brie. And also the bugbear's name is Ezrin. No last name, just Ezrin.
Okay.
And as you approach the fishing town, you can see in the distance, sort of like, not the best looking sort of little cabins and huts. They have a little bit of light sources, as you can see in the distance. I should probably put you to the page now that I realize that. I thought I was on the page and I wasn't actually there.
No,
Yeah.
but this is good. Like, we're staring at Ariel the whole time while
Yeah.
you describe everything. It's super cool.
So you can see the character art now. You can see sort of like a
Nice.
little bit of a picture of what Bremmen looks like. I was also going to say, I know one of you bought an axe beak. I think that was...
That was me. It was not
Yeah.
the axe beak. It was the bison, and it is.
No, I know
mine.
you had the bison, but I think somebody else got a back beak. It was you, right?
No.
So right now, you're riding this big old chocobo.
Yay!
And you know what I'll say? Because I think it would be fun. I'll say axe beaks have like all kinds of different colors and stuff like that. So, what kind of color do you want your axe beak to be? Do you want it to be like a snowy white, maybe like a black feather? Like what kind of vibe are you thinking about?
I really do like the white, so that it just matches the snowy tundra. I think
Okay,
that's-
perfect. And it kind of like rustles its feather a little bit, and it has definitely bonded to you. Although it kind of is looking up for you for definitely maybe some bird feed, and it's kind of like tilts its head.
Don't worry. We'll find some food nearby. Right, Brandon?
Everybody turns to Brandon and is like, "When's dinner?"
Miranda's just gonna. Honestly, I have not decided on what voice to use for this old dude, because I don't have like a deep, rugged bass voice. I have more of a tenor voice. So I don't know what
Whatever
I'm
you
gonna
think
use.
fit. It's fine.
Whatever you think. I mean, honestly, just go with whatever.
Yeah, I'll
and,
try as deep as I can go. Then, yeah, he's gonna point out to the town. What's the town again? It's
Bremmen.
Bremen.
Bremmen.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Brandon going to Bremmen. I'm gonna get real confused.
Brandon going to
Oh,
Bremmen.
don't worry. There are some names in this campaign that have already confused me, and I'm looking
Can I-
ahead.
This might sound. By the way, Bosman, just could I have like just a separate handout that I can just write notes on?
Oh yeah, sure, no problem. I can do that.
Because my
No.
character sheet's kind of full.
All right, I will.
That's
I
a
might
good sign.
actually also at the end of this session, I'll give everybody handouts that if they want to just have like a separate handout that they can edit and put notes on, that's perfectly
Yeah.
fine.
You're gonna check
Yeah.
everything, then you'll check mine. Just like, well, it seems like nothing was written again.
Listen. That's better than my scatterbrain notes that I've put in Falcon's campaign.
Nah, that's all good.
Yeah.
Those notes helped out a little bit.
A little bit,
little
once or
bit.
twice. All right,
Yeah.
and that should be edited by Brandon Snowwind. Okay, so do you see the brand handout?
I do.
Okay,
I do.
perfect.
I
And
have
you
it.
should be able to edit it.
Yes, editing it. Yep. There we go. Awesome. And so again, name of the town is something.
Bremen.
Bremen.
I
Bremen,
will.
Yes.
I will.
B-R-E-M-E-N.
It
M-
should be in the primer.
I can actually just post it in the chat right
Right.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bremen.
Damn it,
There we
Justin,
go.
you're
Got it.
faster than me.
No, actually, you're faster. You're fast.
By
you're faster.
one
1
millisecond.
millisecond. Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm
So-
just gonna open the primer, so later on, if you see the video, you'll be able to notice. So we are
Right.
now near the 10 tab.
Alright, sorry, wait. Before that, Cherry, by the way, like Robin just records the sessions. Just
Oh, no worries.
forgot to
Yeah.
mention. Yeah, there. Okay, there you go. Sorry.
If
No,
I
it's
get
fine.
It's
that,
mostly
I'll
it's
make sure-
mostly
Mhm.
it's mostly for note keeping
Yeah.
and also just revisiting
Recalling, yeah.
funny moments.
Revisiting
Which
moments.
Yeah.
but I finally made it. Ydin and the Axe Speak are kind of looking at you like with expecting eyes about like, please, we're kind of hungry.
Yeah,
My poor
he's-
Axe Speak.
How far out from Bremen are we? Like,
Honestly, you can see it in the distance. You could actually just go there and look to just pay
Yeah.
for food. You don't necessarily need to
Yeah.
forage, but it's up to you.
yeah, Bremen is kind of at this point he's old. He's getting up in years. He's lived his entire life out on the frontier, so he's kind of getting old of eating winter berries and rodents he digs up from the snow. So he's going to point out to the town and says, "Look, see out there? See the town? That's where we're going. We're going to be having hot food tonight. Proper food, not some rabbit that I caught looking around for berries."
Immediately, the Axe Speak, after hearing that, kind of like looks up, like a little bit like excited about the prospect of fresh food.
Food?
Speaking of which, also you also see the Axe Speak start to also kind of hoof it a little bit faster towards the town. Actually catches you off guard, Ydin.
Whoa.
You kind of have to keep yourself steady. But as you guys are making towards the town, what about Brie? What are you up to right now? As you're
Quick question. Since I have been just around the 10 towns for like, at least a century at this point, or like a very good portion of my life, have I been to Bremen?
You've been here maybe once or twice. Bremmen is not the most exciting
it's
place
worthy.
to be.
Yeah.
It's a fishing town. I will say this, that it's kind of like a sleepy fishing town. It was originally built by dwarven prospectors. You do remember
Oh.
knowing a little bit about that. It is attached to the Shagarn River that leads to a sort of like big lake, which I believe is called the Moor. You do know that a lot of these fishing towns that are all connected to this lake, they have a little bit of a rivalry with each other because they're all sharing the lake, but obviously
Yeah.
some of them would prefer not to share
Yeah.
the fishing resources because it's so
Yeah.
vital
Especially
in the
with
town.
the Knucklehead. That's the
With the Knucklehead trout, that's right.
Yeah, that's the famous.
Boss man, is it fair to say like I would say like Brie would then just say like I remember there being a place here before, and then when Bree looks for it, it's gone.
Yeah, like you're like you kind of look in the distance and you were distinctly remember that there was like this really like weird looking tavern and actually almost was like a
Yeah.
wooden spire that spiraled up. It had like a weird theme to it. That thing completely gone.
Yeah, I
And
kind of just look. Never mind. It's not here. Sorry about that.
you see, like just like a look of disappointment kind of goes across Bree's face. What about you, Ragnar? What are you doing at this time as you're kind of like walking along with the party?
Ragnar is just being quiet because like he is currently thinking about something. You guys can obviously tell he is not really good at covering, especially when he's not concentrating. So he is just thinking, okay, and maybe just follow along with the party. That's it. That's what he does.
Isn't my bison pulling a sledge?
A sled? Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah, and that's like carrying all our gear and everything.
Yeah, that's actually been the one nice thing. When you all grouped together, everybody was like, "Oh, thank God, we can put our backpacks on this sled and kind of like give her shoulders a bit of a
rest.
break."
Yeah.
Yeah,
I will.
did
I
put a
will
picture
actually.
of.
Hmm.
Sorry,
You put in a
Discord,
picture of
but
the bison.
That's what a
Yeah, it's
bison
in
looks
roll
like.
20.
Yeah, it's
I
huge.
saw that.
It's a
huge-
huge
bison.
beast.
Here's the thing:
And,
they're the size of like a Ford Explorer,
Mm-hmm.
and they're apparently like immune to the cold. Like they live out in the middle of in the Great Plains in the United States, and that temperature just gets insanely cold. So
Mhm. It actually is one of the things I was also going to mention. Everybody's wearing like winter clothing, that's helping them against the cold, frigid nature of IceWind Dale. And I will say this: I like the idea of the personality between the two animals right now are very different. The Axebeak is much more social, much more friendly, and this bison, he's an old kind of grumpy bison. And he's just kind of like, yeah, he's just kind of walking and like kind of like clomping through the snow. And every once in a while, he'll kind of like look up ahead and like, and just keep clomping as he's
Boss
been
man.
doing for weeks now. Yes.
Since we're like in the town or like we're planning to go there and like eat, is it okay if I like tap the nearest person? I just ask like, where's the closest inn of Bremmen?
Ezra and the Bugbear will actually speak up a little bit and go, well, I've actually traveled here a couple times. The closest inn would probably be the Buried Treasures Inn. If I recall, there's an older woman named Corra who runs the place. She's quite nice from the last time we met.
Avatar?
Then what are we waiting for?
Yeah, I think there was a barkeep named Aang, and there was like this drunken rascal named Sokka last time, but I don't know if they're there anymore.
yeah, I also remember Zuko from my days, but that was before your time.
Yeah. Oh, Zuko. Always talking about his honor and everything. The man couldn't get a hint, couldn't take a hint.
Right. So I guess we just head to the buried treasure place.
Yeah.
then.
Yeah, absolutely. You hop over a couple little. What is interesting is that you do have to kind of like find a little trail. If you notice in the picture, like there is a lot of ice floats across the river that's
Yes.
kind of surrounded the town. But luckily, there's kind of like a much more frozen solid like path across that makes like sort of like a natural bridge.
Yeah.
So as you cross over, you see in the distance at least several different little like people walking around. You see some dwarves, lots of humans. A lot of people are bundled up, and you see what appears to be a sign that says "The Buried Treasures," which you believe is the inn that Ezrin was talking about.
That better be the end. If it's not, if it's something else entirely, I will.
If it's not,
who
it's
am I
not.
kidding? If it's not, yeah, I was gonna say, who am I kidding? I'm just gonna ask and figure out where the actual inn is.
So you make your way further in, and luckily for those who have animal-like companions, there's like a little area where you can kind of like tie them up, and they can kind of like there's actually like little buckets of water that have been placed out for like horses and dogs and stuff like that. Anything that's like for mounted travel and stuff like that. And you also that axe beak is kind of gunning it for that
For the
tavern.
food. Yes, for the
For the
stable.
food.
Yes.
I am-
And there's
Yes, so is a bison.
Mhm. Oh, sorry. What were you gonna say, Cherry?
I'm just I said like I am strongly just trying to make sure I'm trying to rein this Axbeak back. I don't think it wants to listen to me.
Well,
You can make an you know what? Make an animal handling check.
We'll
Okay,
see.
okay.
first check of the game.
First
check
check
of
of
the
the
game.
game. Here we go.
That's a
It's a
5.
five.
Oh no!
You try your best to hold on to that rein, but this axe beak is not really taking the hint.
Yep.
And at one point, it's like you almost have to like hold it back from like just barging through the door. But after a couple seconds of like very sternly trying to get this thing to calm down, it finally kind of sits on its like on its leg. It kind of sits down like a chicken almost, and kind of like it looks a little embarrassed because you gave it kind of like a disappointed mom look. And it's like. "Oh." I was actually gonna say, if you wanted to give this axe beak a name, you totally can. You don't have to like have one on the spot, but I do like the idea of these creatures having like little nicknames or something like that.
No. I'll think of something. No.
Yeah, sure. And one of the things you do see before you go into the inn, just sitting outside, with a little like almost like a blanket with wooden trinkets and stuff like that, is just this old halfling woman who has little flowers in her hair, and she just seems like kind of like this nice grandma type figure. And I will reveal her picture right now. And
Aww.
she kind of looks up at you, Ydin, and kind of goes, "Oh, that's a bit of a rowdy beast if I've ever seen one. First time riding an axe beak."
I did just buy this one recently, so yes. But
And she
but
kind of
he,
like walks over.
but he's very very sweet. He's very sweet.
Oh, he's got a kind soul, I can tell, and kind of like scritches the neck of the axe beak, and the axe beak like, and kind of like if it could wag its tail, it would totally be wagging it right now. And you see the halfling grandma goes like, "Well, it's nice to meet you. My name's Rima. I'm just a little peddler here. I sell trinkets and stuff like that. I'm trying to help bolster business for my friend Corra inside the inn. Are you looking for a place to stay?"
Yes we are. Nice to meet you, Rima. My name's Eden. Yes we are.
Mhm.
How much is it for a night?
Oh, for a night? I And she kind of thinks for a moment. Um, and she goes, "I believe it's not too expensive." DM tries to find his notes. Stalling for time.
I walk up the stall for you.
Just put 5 silver per person per night.
Yeah, it's five. It's 5 silver per person.
Alright, I'll note that down.
Damn it,
It's not
Falcon, you're
enough.
better than this than I am.
Well, here's why. Here's my reasoning. You ready? Here's my
Yeah.
reasoning. Well, first of all, it's not for like something like this. It's not particularly like exorbitant. It's not going to
Mhm.
bankrupt the players quickly, but it does. It gives them a way to stay there. It also gives them an incentive to go out and start collecting more money.
Yep.
Yeah. And actually, I did find a note. It is actually 5 silver, so you're right on the money. Rima does say to Ydin and Brie, like, "Oh, it's 5 silver for the night, and she makes a very hearty stew."
Oh,
I just
kinda
get 5
smile.
silver pieces without hesitation. I'm just like, here.
Oh, well, is this for
What's
me
the-
or for
Sorry,
the
what's
for-
Oh, I thought you were part of the inn? Are you
Oh,
not?
I'm just good friends with Corra, but
What is the inn's name
she
again?
kind of looks at
Sorry.
the silver, and I'm gonna have Bree make an insight check, if you
Sure.
want to.
Wait, what? Talking? What were you asking?
Sorry, what was
Inside.
the name of the inn again?
Buried
Oh,
Sorry?
buried
treasures.
treasures.
Buried treasures.
Very treasure.
Buried. Yeah.
You get the sense that she is definitely she's got a kind heart, but you do know that I think the last couple weeks have been particularly hard on her,
Then,
funds wise.
then you
Um,
see Bree just kind of like, without much pause, then say like, "Oh well, I have already handed you the silver. Then I look towards her wares. Give me something 5 silvers worth then."
Oh, absolutely. Oh, this is quite a boon. Thank you so much. And she actually kind of like goes and she's looking for something that's like really nice for you specifically, Bree. And she has a lot of like carved wooden trinkets. And she ends up like pulling out what appears to be almost like a snowy owl trinket that's like really well
Ooh.
painted and actually has two little what you think are like special like gemstones that have been put into like where the eye sockets would be, and they
Oh.
kind of gleam almost like they kind of gleam almost like the aurora borealis. So it's like you kind of look, it has like a shifter painter look to it.
Nice.
And she kind of
I
hands
assume
to
the
you.
gemstone then isn't like that valuable then, because I assume it's just because
You get the sense that it's there are weird rocks in Icewind Dale for sure.
yeah.
But and also you do get the sense that ever since the Frost Maiden has kind of cursed the land, weird stuff has been
That's
going on
fair.
in spades.
Yeah,
So
then
but she hands it to you. It's nice. It's a really nice trinket, and she even actually has it has like a little like loop on it. So if you wanted to wear it like a necklace or something like that, you can.
I'll just attach it to my bag and I just say, "Well made," and I just attach it and say, I then this is kind of where I imagine Breeze kind of like aloofness kind of comes in. He just seeing all the group already saw all of that, but then Bree makes it a point to look at everyone and then just say like, "As you see, this is for the wooden wares. Inside this where we'll pay for the inn."
Hmm. And she kind of goes, "Well, I've already kept you guys, so yeah, by all means."
Uh, like Ragnar was gonna walk towards her, like, and just says,
Uh.
"Any kind of mask would do." And
A,
here's 5.
a mask.
Yes.
Oh, like a wool mask or like a wooden one?
A wooden one, if you have them.
Let me see. You get the sense, Ragnar, especially looking at your character art and that like steely
Yeah.
gaze you got. She's a little nervous.
Yeah, she's a
she
little
was
nervous.
like, she was like, really like, like, oh, like look at this nice little sweetie with Ildin, and then like
then,
you like kind of
Some guy
slowly
just
approach
cold
from
stare.
behind.
Yeah.
But
well-
she's kind of like looking for her bag a little bit on the faster side. You don't know if that's
actions going, Bossman. I kind of
Mhm.
tap. I kind of give a pat to Brandon's shoulder, and I'm just like, "Sir Brand, do you want to enter inside already?"
He's just going to say, "Yes, as soon as I've finished bedding down my bison here." And yeah, so like this little halfling, right? She looks up, Rima. She looks up. She sees, like I said, this is the bison are large. All right, they're big. They're the size of a Ford Explorer to give you some scale as to how big they are. So she looks up. She sees this bison being ridden by this absolute unit of a man. The bison is dragging a sledge with all of our stuff. I take as it goes, we get to like where the stables are. I unhitch the bison. I just lead it very gently to where it can bed down for the night. Give it a few pets and let it know it's gonna be fine. And then like wherever like we need to put the sledge, like I just pick it up. I just haul it like almost without any like visible effort.
I'll
Yeah,
just
and
accompany
you
the old man.
Yeah.
After that,
Yeah.
yeah.
And as you make your way into, we'll say that Bree and Bran are making their way into the buried inn as Rima is going to go look for that wooden mask for you, Regnar. As you walk in, you see another woman, sort of like middle-aged innkeeper, who you get the sense she was kind of eavesdropping a little bit about the conversation that was having outside, and she kind of like, as she sees the you two individuals walk in, she kind of like dusts herself off and kind of makes herself a little bit more presentable and go, "Oh, hi, this is the buried treasure inn. How can I help?"
How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Brandon is just going to say, yes, 5 rooms for 5 cold and very tired travelers, please.
Oh, absolutely. I have 5 rooms that are ready for it to be stayed in. And she kind of smiles, and
Bran,
I'll be cooking up some fish stew in an hour or so. So you'll have some fresh grub. And you see the axe beak while sitting down is like just kind of like peering into the berry like the inn, like as the sound of food is said. But she's
Ydin-
wild. Oh
Ydin
yes.
immediately like from behind her face is like, no, don't do it. You sit down.
Sits down like a chicken. But you hand out the gold, and for Bree and Brandon, you kind of take a peek in the rooms. They're respectable. It's not like the best kind of lodging, but you think it will do. It will.
I said the
It
lodging
will-
is
Brandon
1
has
gold.
had worse in his 78 years.
Yeah,
He
that's
has
fair.
had much worse.
Bossman, how much is the lodging? 1 gold or 5 silver?
5 silver.
All
Okay,
right,
okay.
so Brandon's
okay.
gonna pay for his night. 5 silver.
Well, I
There we
already
go.
Yeah.
lost the gold piece. That's funny. Hey, I do get a nice, cool wooden trinket.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And going back to the wooden trinket lady, she finally pulls out what appears to be it's an interesting kind of mask. It's almost like a tribal mask that has that's yeah, I know I am
Tiger
gonna do
tribe?
that. It's a tribal wooden mask that it almost looks like the top face of like a wolf or
Do I
something.
recognize
Uh,
the tribe? Was it from the barbarian tribes?
There are some barbarian tribes that some of you may be more familiar with than others.
Okay.
But it's not like the exact like iconography of like that particular tribe.
Okay.
You are aware that there are tribes, ragged tribes like the tribe of the wolf, the bear, the elk. But this seems to be almost like a generic wolf mask.
Okay.
But what's interesting is that it's painted with like these white stripes along the sort of like the brownish, dark brown like hue of the wood,
All right.
and it's really well made. And you do think that if you put it on, it fits quite nice.
All right. I will pay my 5 gold. I wouldn't say another word. I would just but when I
silver,
slide
Robin.
her 5 silver.
I was like
when
5 gold.
Yeah,
God
yeah,
damn,
sorry.
Grady's
My
going to the
bad.
casino.
Yeah. When I slide her the silver pieces, I slide another one into her pouch with sleight of hand.
Oh.
So yeah.
Oh, you sneak it in. You know what? I gotta have you make a sleight of hand check.
Please be
I'm
good.
curious.
I just want to be nice. 18. Yep.
Okay, she doesn't even notice, and we'll say that the trinket also costed like this is a really well-made one as
Alright.
well. So we'll say 5 silver for this trinket.
All right. I paid. So I paid 6 silver in total. So yeah.
Exactly, and you kind of feel kind of happy to help this nice little lady. But everybody now enters in. All the animals have been kind of put in their little stable-like area. And immediately Corra pulls out some fish stew.
Oh.
And you see that it's got steam coming off. It's got like a bit of mix of like potatoes and herbs, and the aroma just hits you all, and you're like, this is the first really halfway decent cooked meal that you guys have had in like the last week, as she kind of places down in front of you all. So you may partake in the food if you so desire, or not,
Yep.
whatever you prefer.
I will.
I will also partake in
We're
that.
eating. Yeah.
And speaking of which, the axe beak looks at you, Ydin, and is like kind of like, now, can I come? Can I have some
I eat
food now?
I like put what do you call this? I separate a portion of my food, put it in like a bowl,
Mhm.
and then like do the dog thing where I tell them, no, stay, wait. Okay, now.
Okay, and it's like he was like kind of like shaking its behind, like getting ready to just almost like pounce on the food, and then just like kind of just chomping and slurping away at this stew, and seems very content with the meal. And as you guys are kind of enjoying this meal, a couple other people are kind of like coming in and maybe like almost like perusing. The one thing that you kind of learn a little bit, and I think Brandon and Brie would know this, is that you have heard a little bit about how there are a lot of actual inns in this town. And they're like almost like competing with each other, and the Buried Treasures Inns is like kind of like the outlier. It's sort of like the ma and pa shop, whereas like these 5 inns are constantly like trying to steal customers and stuff like that. And it sounds like a real like kind of like shit show in the middle of the town. And you have heard a little bit about that. So what's nice about the Buried Treasures Inns is that you feel like like you're not being like pushed around by people, or there's like like it's busy, or like crazy packed. But you do see one individual kind of like walk in, and it looks like they're kind of like just exploring the town. He's kind of got like a bit of a winter jacket, like black gloves, kind of like blue. Not blue, sorry, like brown boots, and he's got like a very pointed wizard hat, the classic like Gandalf hat. A little bit of a paler skin, and I will reveal his character art. As he walks in, and he kind of says, "Well, hello there, Corra. Is business doing any better these days?" And Corra says, "Oh, actually, it's doing great. These fine adventurers just came in." And you see the wizard man kind of like look at you all. He actually immediately cracks a smile and walks over to you, Brandon, and because you recognize this wizard man.
What's his name?
This man is Daazan. And you distinctly remember sharing a moment many, many months ago that I think we talked about a little bit during our primer. But he does recognize you, and he goes,
Yes,
"Is
and I
that
recognize
old
him.
Bran I see here?"
Yeah, Bren, how tall is this guy compared to me?
He's a little on the shorter side. He's not as tall as you. You're a big burly old man for sure.
Yeah, so he goes up, and then I just stand up and start looming over him, and I say, "You." And like right before everyone thinks it's gonna be a fight, I just like clap him on the shoulders, like, "It's been a while. Have you figured out what made that noise?"
Oh, trust me, I have certainly tried. That has been my current obsession as of late, but I will let you know. You will be the first to know when I discover what's created such a bellowing howl across all of IceWind Dale. So how have your travels been?
Hey, I've been fine. I've picked up some traveling companions. And he's
I
going to
wave.
gesture towards the party.
I just wave, very demurely.
Yeah. I nod.
And he kind of like, he does like a little bit of an inspection and stuff like that. And he goes, "Oh, well, look, these seem like some rugged individuals." And he kind of like looks a little bit at the group and scans. And you know what? I will say everybody make an insight check on this guy.
Ooh.
I have a
okay.
question. Just this question to Ragnar. Are you currently wearing the mask?
No. I put it in my
Okay.
pouch.
Okay, that's very good. That's great.
Yeah,
That's
like
amazing.
no normal human beings will just wear a mask around when it's
Just
a
walk
tavern.
in a mask.
Especially when it's
Yeah,
about to
wolf
eat,
mask.
right?
Yeah. You say that after
Yeah.
we went through COVID.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So what's interesting, Ildin, he seems like a relatively friendly guy. He doesn't seem like he's like I'm gonna kill you all or anything like that. He seems relatively friendly, and you're kind of like, and this is also for you, Regnar. You kind of like, well, he's friends with Brandon. He can't be
Yeah.
all that bad. Brie and Brandon, you get the sense that as he's kind of like scanning the group, he does kind of keep a longer gaze on Ragnar. For whatever reason, you can't really put like the puzzle piece as to why he seems to have taken an interest in Ragnar, and he's not really speaking up about it, but you do catch that. But Daazan kind of goes like, "Well, to be honest, I've been trying my best to find out that source of that howl, but it looks like I'm going to have to be traveling again in the next couple weeks. I'm going to be leaving tomorrow, but it was nice to touch base with you. Are you guys looking for work or anything like that?"
Yes, I think that would be something that we need. I have some money for a few days, but if I wish to stay longer and not live out in the snow again like I did in the halcyon days of my youth, yes, we are going to need a little bit of work.
I do owe
All
myself
right.
5 silver for an unexpected expenditure.
Oh, did you end up buying one of Rima's trinkets, I'm assuming?
Yes, it was quite nice, although it was still unexpected.
I actually ended up buying one for myself. And you see he actually pulls out what appears to be a little wooden carved walrus, and he kind of like shoves it back in his pocket after so
Nice.
And he kind of goes, "Yeah, it's a nice animal." No insight check required. He loves walruses. He loves them. It's like his favorite animal, but he feels embarrassed talking about that, so he kind of keeps it to himself.
Yeah, I have a quick question, right? So I know we've been traveling together for a while. Do we each know each other's like capabilities in combat, or would this be like the first time where we truly see? Like,
I
we
would
would
say
see each other,
you have
yeah.
like a cursorily, like I would have say, well, you've traveled for a few weeks together as a group. I would say you definitely know, like, that Brandon's a ranger. You know that Ragnar is some sort of caster to some extent, right?
Some sort of magic wielder.
A magic wielder. You definitely know that Ydin is has sort of like a more holy magic to them. Definitely Ezrin as well. You just don't know I would say you probably you don't know the specifics of like what their oaths are or like where they get their powers.
This is
and
one
stuff like
magical group, actually, if you think about it.
It is actually. There's a lot of magic users. This is not the. I think the only
all magic magic wielders by level 3.
Yeah, trust me, it's gonna be great. I'm gonna have all sorts of magic bullshit being thrown at me.
Oh boy.
Brandon is a magic user. I mean, he is primarily a melee fighter, but he does have some
ranger
some
magic.
utility magic.
Yeah, all right, that's great. So I do ask the what's his name? Sorry, I do have it written down. Daazan.
Daazan.
Yeah.
I do ask Daazan. What is the nature of the work that you would like to propose to us?
Oh well, it's not exactly for me, but there's an old fisherman who kind of like who runs the docks. His name is Grynsk. Yes, Grynsk.
Okay.
His name is Grynsk. He's kind of like a crotchety old dwarf, but he's been looking for people to help with like a fishing job, if you would. And to be honest, it's good coin. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to get my boots wet or anything like that. That's kind of beneath me, to be honest. But if you're looking for work, it is something that's available.
Do I know Grynsk?
You know what? I would say yeah, because you're more of 10 towns. he's a bit of like he's a kind of like a rough and tumble dwarf, you know. He's a little like you think you like your crotchety old like grandpa, who kind of like runs the fish market.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like you don't think like he's evil or anything like that, or you don't
He's
think
just
like
hard, no nonsense kind of guy.
he's definitely kind of like a no nonsense, like hardened individual. You do remember that, but any more details, you would have to probably go and see him. Plus, you haven't actually seen him in person in a while.
All right. Let's go. You know what? I'm going to go over and see if he remembers me.
All right, so you make your way out. Is the rest of the party following suit?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
are
going
we
to
gonna do
pat
this drop in there?
Daazan on the shoulder. I'm going to say, I'd like to talk with you about your theories before you go.
By all means, I will be staying. I will be staying the rest of the day. Hopefully, if this little fishing trip goes well for you, we can celebrate right here.
Oh, don't worry. It will. It will.
Quick question, right? Sorry, just to get like a frame of reference of the time. Are we like, is this like, I know there's no sun, but like, does it feel like an end of the day? Are we like in the middle of the day?
So
Like-
I guess it's actually a good time to kind of talk about a little bit more of like the survival aspects. If you notice on the page, I have 3 big giant tokens on the top corner. The sort of day-night cycle is sort of I'm going to be keeping track of like the time, basically there are 4 hours of like twilight, of almost like 4 hours of day. So, and it starts from 8 a.m. and then ends at noon. And past that, you guys are going to be in basically night or darkness, which means light sources are going to become very important, especially in a lot of like the later hours of the day-night cycle. The other thing is that I'm not going to make it super complicated, but essentially you need to kind of like you need to eat at least once a day to kind of like keep your strength up. The winter clothing helps out a lot, but I like the idea of just the elements themselves kind of like force you to have to at least eat something a day. So as long as you have at least some food, and just have consumed a little bit of it, you're going to be fine. If you have a day where you don't have any food whatsoever, I may ask you to roll a Constitution saving throw. It probably won't. The DC won't start out high, but eventually it will get higher depending on the circumstances.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the little tent symbol is just the warmth in general. Now, everybody has the cold winter clothes, so you're all good. You don't have to worry about making checks right now. However, if your winter clothes get damaged or wet, then they will no longer protect you from the elements, and you will have to have some other heat source to keep you warm. And if you don't have that, we will then be rolling Constitution saving throws, and that might affect points of exhaustion moving forward. But as far as like the time wise, right now it is 8 a.m. It is bright and early in the morning. It is the daytime. I also kind of like, I want to make sure you guys start out during the day. I don't want to throw you right into the thick of it in the night, you know? So like, I kind of want to smooth things in.
Right
But yes, it is the morning.
Oh yeah, I guess if Brandon's gonna head out to see the Grynsk, then I'm sure we should follow because we are gonna do the job. I kind of look towards Regnar and oh, I'm blanking out. Regnar and
Bran?
Ydin, yeah.
Um,
Regnar
Oh,
and Ydin.
Ydin.
Because because Brandon's ready raring to go. I look at the other two and I just say like, so have you finished?
Oh, hold on. Scarf, sit down.
Yeah. We'll just finish.
You
up.
just-
like we just take the ball and just like glog it down. That's it.
You can
Yeah,
take the food and go. That's fine.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
No, we'll just finish. And then I stack all the bowls and then hand it back to the lady.
Corra?
You see, Corra is very appreciative. You think this is the first time anyone has ever actually cleaned after themselves. You think like this lady has had to clean up like completely, just like
Yeah.
plates on the table, forks stuck in the chairs like before. The fact that you actually picked up the plates and put them in a neat bowl, she kind of stares at it like in disbelief that just occurred.
It seems
But
like
she
you-
smiles. Oh.
I kind of look like kind of confused. I just look at her and just like, Is there something wrong?
Oh, nothing. It's just I haven't had anybody help me with the dishes since well, it doesn't matter. But thank you so much. I appreciate it.
They taste
Y-
amazing.
Mhm.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and she
Uh,
kind of
we'll
like
walk
rubs her
out.
shoulder a little
Yeah.
bit and walks
Yeah.
to the back. But you guys start making way deeper into the town. Couple other individuals you kind of like pass by, but obviously don't really interact with. You see a man with kind of like a steely glaze, kind of like walking around from place to place. Kind of like minding his own business. The thing that you notice as you're making your way to the docks and you see this man kind of just walking by is that he is not wearing any winter clothing. He seems to he's just be like not even bothered by the cold. And he
Damn.
kind of like just walks around
Wow.
like yeah, like it's the equivalent of like it's like negative like 20 outside and he is just this could be just a summer day for him. And he kind of just walks around not really being bothered. You also see what appears to be an old dwarf with a long white beard with a little bit of a pipe and a very strange looking hat. And he's being escorted by two what you think are like guards. And even at a cursory glance, you get the sense that he keeps walking into buildings by accident. Like it's almost like he keeps like thinking like somebody's house is like the corner store. And then the two guards kind of like turn him around and push him the other way. But as you make your way to the docks, you do finally see the old codger named Grynsk. He's got like a bit of a cloth hat and just the beard that actually kind of rivals yours, Bran, a little bit. He has
That's
quite a lot of pride in that beard.
I'll bet. I will bet. So Brandon's gonna say he is going to call and say, Grynsk!
And he goes like, "Oh, good, you're here. All right, get to it. Get in the boats. Those fish ain't gonna catch themselves." Like he just looks in your general direction and does not. He just goes straight to like get your ass over here.
Oh, that was rather.
It
quick.
is yeah, right to the point as always, you codger.
I look at the other two. I'm gonna ask, do you two know how to fish?
That is a good question.
Yes.
I'm asking. I'm also asking Regnar.
I look at him just like I hate to say it, but yes, I did all kinds
What's
of
wrong
work
with
before.
fishing?
It's boring.
Oh,
Yeah. He
No.
sighs. Yeah.
that's fair.
What's interesting is that and when you ask that question, Brie, you definitely get the sense that like Regnar definitely can fish if he's good at fishing. Is
It's
up to
another
be
question.
decided.
Yeah, it's up to be.
You
How about
definitely
for-
think. Oh, sorry. What were you gonna say?
How about for Eden? Sorry, what was Eden's answer?
Well, I think every new day is a good day to learn something.
Ah, quite optimistic like always. Great.
Yeah. And actually, Eden, I would say because of your backstory, you do have a little bit of fishing. It was never really your
Forte,
strongest
yeah.
forte,
Mhm.
but you're definitely capable of doing it. The best fisherman of the group is definitely Bran. Yeah.
100%.
Bran has fished quite a bit to
All over
live
10
off the
towns.
all over
All
10
over-
towns. You've fished on multiple lakes. You've actually done ice fishing before. You've caught a couple. You've actually caught. I would say you've actually caught a couple knucklehead trouts before. You are kind of aware of that, so you might have a little bit of knowledge when we get to that.
Yeah.
But as you kind of walk over, you look at Grynsk, and Grynsk kind of like he kind of squints at you and goes, "Wait a second, you weren't the guys I hired yesterday."
No,
And kinda, like,
no,
looks-
we are not.
And he kind of looks like, "Well, I guess you'll do. Anyway, I got the boat right here. I got some tackle, and just bring me back anything you could find. Knucklehead trout specifically. I'll pay you a good amount of coinage if you bring back something real good."
How much are we talking about, sir?
Market price.
A solid 5 copper pieces.
Oh, really? For knucklehead trouts.
I'm going.
Yeah, what's wrong with 5 copper pieces? All right, it's good work for good pay.
I look at Brandon. I was like,
Actually,
I look at
Brandon
him. I
is
was just
not,
like,
Brandon is going to. Brandon is not the face of the party. He is.
no.
charisma
He looks
scored
at
very
you
low.
and just like, you seriously friends with this guy? Kind of look.
I mean, what? No, but like,
I
what-
just
do
look
we
at,
know-
I-
do we know
I
if
wanna
that's
look
like
at-
the actual, like accurate price to Knucklehead trout? Like, cause that was like
You get the sense that it's
It's the famed
reasonable.
product of 10
It's a
pounds. So,
it's a
yeah.
reasonable price, but you also get the sense that like it could be a little bit better. But you also,
going to-
you guys, you have the foresight. Everybody in the party has the foresight to kind of look at the town and go like, this place is not exactly like the bee's knees. Like it is
It's
a
not rich.
small town, so it's not like he's gonna be able to be dropping like dollar bills.
Yes.
dollar, bling, bling.
Or you know what? Maybe he's hiding the gold. I don't know. We'll have to find out.
Oh yeah, you're gonna say
Oh, my-
Falcon or Brandon
Falcon?
rather.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if I could quietly try to signal the party 6, not 5.
Oh, you're gonna wheel and deal? All right,
Because
I
he
can go
is,
with that.
Yeah, because Brandon knows the guy. He's gonna lowball you a little.
Mhm.
So he's gonna Brandon's just gonna surreptitiously just make a 6. It's just gonna look like he's scratching his beard. But
Yeah.
then, like you see, like he draws in his beard. You can see like in the indentation of the snow there, just a 6, and he's going to indicate that before rubbing it away under the pretense of
Do
scratching
we
it.
need any checks in order to notice that?
You know
No, I'm
what?
standing like right behind the dwarf.
I would say you catch on. I'll say Regnar because you're the last one to talk with this guy.
Mhm.
You catch on the signal that Bran is trying to give you. If you want to persuade him to give you 6 copper pieces, then just make a persuasion check. And you know what? I'll say because Brandon's kind of helping you, I'll give you advantage on it.
All right, I will say.
I mean, what does Regnar say?
Yeah.
I wanna be interested. in
I will
what
say
he
to
says
the-
the old guy.
Is it? That's the dwarf we're talking to, right?
Yeah. The
Yes.
dwarf.
Yeah, it's
Grynsk, yep.
like we all know how much price knucklehead trouts can bring if we ever catch it.
Right.
The way I see it, 7 copper will do.
Oh, you're gonna.
Oh,
you're
you're,
gonna-
okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing you got advantage. Okay.
Come on.
Art of the deal.
21, baby.
21. You see Grits kind of like, kind of scrunch his shoulders a little bit. He kind of looks at you. He kind of looks at his boat. He looks at, the lake.
I
Fine.
know I'm right.
Fine. All right. 7 copper per fish. All right. All right.
Brandon's gonna give him the thumbs up.
Yeah. Let's get to work.
And he kind of like, all right, well, these are the boats you'll be using right here. We got ourselves 2 fine-looking rowboats for you 2 lot. You'll have to dodge the ice veins and as you make your way deeper into the lake, but should do you just fine. As he brings you over to the boats, I want everybody to make insight checks.
No.
Oh dear.
Insight. Come on. 15.
Is it regarding the boats? Question mark.
It is regarding the boats.
Probably.
Can I,
Actually, you know what? I will say, because you have vehicle training in boats, right?
Yeah, I do.
I will say you have advantage on this check.
Cool, thank you.
Probably
Yeah.
just roll vehicle stuff because that's tool proficiency, right? So you could.
Well, this is more insight into the vehicle itself.
All right.
Yep. Everybody figures this out really quickly. So one of the boats seems pretty good. It's in a decent condition. You see very quickly that one of the other boats, what looks like it has a curious bite mark on it, and
no.
a couple scratches on it for a mysterious reason. And you also get the sense that if this boat were to kind of end up in combat, it would not last as long as the other boat that's next
Can
to
I
it.
make a check to figure out what took the bite out of the boat?
Ooh, you know what? I will say make a nature check.
While this is happening, GM, I look
That's
towards
an
the
11.
boat. I look at the boat. I look at Eden. I'm just like, do you think your Axby could have eaten from the boat?
You
She thinks for a
you-
moment. She thinks.
Oh yeah.
She actually considers it. It takes like 5 seconds before she like shakes her head.
Hmm.
The axe beak-
has a big
the-
appetite, but not that big.
Yeah, the axe beak also is staring at you, Brie, now, and it's like, "Don't get me in trouble with mom."
I look back
It's
with a
staring
stare of, like,
daggers at you.
I stare back with a look of like, any fault will be the fault of your own, Axbeak.
He kicks a clump of snow in your general direction. But for your nature check, Brandon, it's kind of hard to tell. It looks like it could have been like maybe it could have been from like a wolf. It could have been from like it could have been like maybe like a walrus possibly. You think like, okay, maybe this tangled with some something from like something that would have been like in the lake. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
so-
a lake, like wildlife, I guess. But you can't like pinpoint specifically
Yeah.
what it could have done.
Yeah,
this.
so Brandon's gonna just rub his thumb on it and mutter to himself, "Can't be a walrus. They would have left those tusks would have left a mark there.
I will look at
What else is
the.
big enough to take a bite out of this?"
Yeah. While they're discussing, I'll look at the dwarf and just like. So, what if? Let's say what if I could make it better. I point at the boat.
you're milking this guy.
Yep. What would you pay?
Oh, yeah, this
for
is
that?
great. I love Ragnar just like
Yeah.
really pulling this guy through the goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Are you suggesting that you might have an ability to fix this
Yes.
boat? All right. He's gonna look at you and go, "What do you mean? Boat's perfectly fine. Not a scratch on it."
Oh, then I think you wouldn't mind taking the boat yourself.
Well, that's what I paid you guys to do. I did listen to the arthritis and everything. It's
Let's
really
cut the
getting to me
bullshit.
in the coal.
Let's cut the bullshit. How much would you pay if I fix your boat? You know I'm right. You won't get the boat back, mind you.
He also looks at the boat and he's like, he hasn't had anyone who's been willing to help him fix anything
Yep.
because of his attitude. And he's like,
Just imagine how
uh,
many
to-
fish
to-
you can get once the
assist-
boat is fixed.
To assist,
Mhm.
I kind of just say offhandedly and just like,
Yep.
with the boat fix, that's probably gonna get you even more money than
Yep.
what you need to fix it anyway.
and he kind of goes, all right, I could spare you at least 5 copper pieces right now if you can fix that boat. You got some magic
Deal.
man?
Deal.
He gives
5
you
up
5
front,
copper
yep.
pieces.
I'll
Yep.
take the 5 copper.
Wait. Hold on.
Oh, I'll take the 2 actually.
You'll
Down
take
payment.
2 copper pieces. You listen, you, and he points his finger at you. He's starting to get a little bit annoyed with you specifically.
Alright.
But he's like, I want to see some results first.
All right. I cast mending on the boat.
All right, and you start, and actually you cast mending. Some of those scratch marks actually start to like just mend
Vanish.
themselves and start to vanish. And I would say though, because it's a cantrip, it is gonna fix some of the smaller pieces of like the scratches and stuff
Let
like
me
that. So it's not gonna
check out that.
completely fix
Hold on.
it.
Yeah, repairs a single break or tear on the object I touch. So I can just repeatedly cast it to repair
Yeah.
the item.
I would say, but that might take like several
Fine.
minutes. That might take.
Wait, several weeks.
You're gonna, you know what? I'll say if you want to,
Okay.
if you want to take 10 minutes to actually do this,
We're not in a
I
rush.
will allow it.
mean, we're not in a
You're
rush.
not wrong.
So yeah, I will
Yeah.
just.
I'm basically
like-
gonna sit down by like the bridge
Yeah.
and then just kind of swing their legs while waiting.
All right. So by the looks of it, he just might have touched the boat to get it. The stroke he wiped and the marks just goes away.
Okay, and as you're working on that, you actually hear footsteps approaching the creaky dock. As you see another figure kind of covered head to toe in cold weather cloth is joined. The figure kind of waves a gloved finger at the frosty bearded dwarf and kind of says, Grynsk, do you really have no honor? Man, you're sending these innocent people to their deaths. And what, for a few fish? And you see Grynsk go, pay no mind to this rambling fool. And he's like, oh, well, did you tell them about the monster? And Grynsk is like, shut up.
Brandon is just-
I will still
Describe
finish.
this monster for me.
I'll still finish the mending.
Yeah, as you're mending, he's like, and this is the half elf you see approach. She's kind of got a little bit of freckles, green hair, a very like sweet smile to her, and Brandon, you were asking about the monster, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
What exactly is this monster? Can't be something as mundane as a walrus. Nothing like that could have left those bite marks on that boat.
Well, I've only heard a couple of different stories from some of the other fishermen. Honestly, I was trying to get research on it myself, but I know that this thing is big. It's not a walrus, and it's definitely no knucklehead trout. I would say it could even be like a new species altogether. It's anything as anyways. And you see Grynsk go, no, it's not. There's no lake monster. There is nothing to be worried about. And he's looking at you, Regnar. It's like, can you fix this faster so you guys can get on the boat and this lady can stop talking to you?
Before
Excuse me?
that, and it's done. I retract my hand, and the boats are fixed. And I, just lift my palm towards him, just like what we agreed upon.
Oh, yeah, here. And he gives you the copper.
Yeah.
As you're interacting with that, Ydin, what did you want to say?
The lake monster that you were talking about, is it dangerous?
Well, let's just say, and she gives a bit of a side eye at Grynsk. It's like there have been other fishermen who haven't come back. Grynsk has, he sends fishermen out to go and fish, and obviously sometimes nothing happens, but there's been a couple times in the last 2 weeks where the boats just don't come back and we don't see the fishermen. So, yeah, it probably is a little bit dangerous.
How big is this lake that we're going fishing on?
It's a decently sized lake. I don't know the exact dimensions, but actually, if you look at, I think everybody should have
map.
the
Yeah.
IceWind Dale map. If you look at Bremmen,
Yes.
you should see Icy Lake to the right of
Yeah.
it. And it's called the Mare Dualden.
Dualden. Yes.
and that's about the size of the lake itself. So
Yes.
it's actually a pretty decently sized map.
Yeah.
It's a pretty.
It's a pretty
sizable
big lake. Yeah.
Yeah. 'cause,
Actually,
like,
I can tell you exactly. It's about 4.5 miles.
Yeah.
Oh,
Gee.
heavens, yeah, that's a
wait,
pretty
I
good
need that-
lake.
Mhm.
I need that in kilometers. Hold on.
Oh god damn it! I'm sorry.
All right, no, okay, I got it.
It's
7.2
fine.
kilometers.
It's a
okay,
huge
okay.
lake,
I can.
basically.
That's better. I
Yeah.
can imagine that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
I don't know about the rest of my party, but I am of the opinion that if it's such a big problem, I think we should try to stop it.
I look at the dwarf and I go, "How much are you willing to pay?"
I'm not made out of gold. You hear him shout that, and it almost like echoes across the lake itself.
Brandon is going to say, Regnar, leave him alone. He's right. He's not made out of gold. But you, lass, are you some? Do you study the monsters? Do you know anyone who would pay for the head
yeah.
of this beast?
Well, you don't have to kill it, but honestly,
It may come to that.
I'm a bit of a researcher, and to be honest, I've wanted to kind of get a closer look at this thing, but you know, obviously,
What's your name?
I can't.
by the way?
Oh, my name. Oh, I'm sorry. I got ahead of myself. She kind of like tries to kind of like adjust herself a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
She seems a little bit embarrassed. Like she definitely gives off the aura of somebody who will like. She gets obsessive about certain things, and she will talk
Head-
for hours about
Dives
it.
head into that matter. Yeah.
Yeah, and she goes, "Oh, my name's Tally,"
Tally.
and
D-A-L-I?
yeah, Tali. And she says, "Well, yeah. Honestly, I have a little bit of a couple things. I actually have some spell scrolls and a couple silver pieces that I'd be willing to trade if you guys took some notes on this thing.
Took some notes. I thought you were.
Well, even just
you-
like a descriptor.
Why don't you just go with us? Wouldn't it be better for you to have an eye on the beast itself?
Brandon's going to say, no. It's already, those boats are small, and we already are going to be, if we're on the middle of an ice lake and something pops out to attack, it's going to be difficult to keep track of everyone as is, let alone somebody who is probably not going to fight.
Yeah.
No, it'd be better if we went out there on our own, grabbed the monster, and then brought it back for her to study.
Oh,
Fair enough.
oh, yeah. And she honestly she agrees with you, Brandon, but she also looks at you, Eden, and she says, I think this would help protect the town a lot, and honestly, you guys are probably the first people to even suggest that.
I could
I
take
appreciate it. You're like, I got this.
I'll look
I
at
do-
The
I
one
do-
wearing heavy armor. He was about to get on a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll look at
Watch me
Tolly
sink to the bottom.
and I'll
Ooh,
just say, I take it there isn't much adventures in this town or travel.
No, not
paths.
particularly. We get travelers every once in a while. I mean, there was that guy with the pointy hat. I don't know what his name was, Bazan or something like that.
Bazam.
Yeah.
Bazam!
Bazam.
You seem like a scholarly type. If
Mhm.
we finish the job, besides the rewards you promised, mind if I ask you some things, some lore related to the town?
Oh, you want to share notes?
I want to know a little bit more about Ten Town's lore. Yes.
Yeah, I'd be more than happy to tell you if you guys don't know all the deets. I can spill the tea.
All right.
I love her.
I'm
gonna strangle you, boss man. I swear you God.
I think.
All
we
right.
can
Oh,
do-
I was having a lot of fun thinking
Yeah.
about how this character would interact with you guys. This is going great.
Nice.
So she does kind of smile and she says, "Well, yeah, absolutely. If you guys just come back and with some research, I'll definitely give you some more information and the reward afterwards. And just be safe, and maybe keep an eye on that boat that you fixed up, Ragnar. It looks in good condition, but looks can be a little deceiving sometimes.
Yeah, probably. Thanks for
And-
reminder. Yeah.
And she kind of smiles, and you see Grynsk is very defeated at this point. And he's gonna look at all the five of you. He's gonna look at the five of you, and he says, "I hate to break it to you, but these boats can only fit 2 people per person." And you see Ezrin kind of like chime up after kind of just watching the whole scene. It goes, "That's fine. I don't mind staying here. I can watch the Axbeak and the bison and make sure that they are properly taken care of."
Well,
Thank you very
yeah,
much.
I'm leaving my bison in the stables
Yeah,
because
that's not gonna
there's no
come with
reason
us.
to.
Nope.
Yeah, there's no reason to take it around town. I can walk. I might be old, but my knees haven't given
It'll
out
just
yet.
be fish food. Just saying.
I was like, oh, are they gonna seriously suggest putting the bison on the boat?
Who do you
No,
think
no,
we
no, no,
are?
no.
Who do you think we are?
Listen, Justin, you sent me some messages about chaos I should expect, so I had no idea what was going on.
Well, you had it. Look, Ragnar was extorting fishermen for all of his wealth.
Well, to be fair,
You know
the fisherman
what?
is
We're
extorting
starting
us.
off relatively
Yeah.
tame. I'm sure we're gonna have all sorts of craziness.
Listen. When
2
chaos
sessions
is
from now.
mentioned, it's chaos, but very understandable chaos, not like unhinged chaos. There's a difference.
All right.
Regnar
All
will
right,
just
so-
hop on the boat and just like, are you guys coming or what?
What are you talking about? I'm already
Brandon is
here.
gonna climb on
Like
as well.
Ree's already on the other side of the boat, by the way.
Yeah.
It's like I'm already here.
I'm already here. Well,
What's
here's the good
parents
news.
looking like?
Who's the good news, Ragnar? You actually do fix that boat up, so it will not have the reduced HP that it was
Nice.
supposed to have.
Mending! Yes.
Yeah. So you don't have to worry about that. Oh, I was gonna have so much fun with that.
Knew it.
I was like, damn it, mending. So this is actually an important question.
All right.
There are 2 boats now. They have the same HP. They have the same AC. Who is going on which boat? Like, what are the pairs?
Well, it's up to you guys. Like, I'm good. I'm fine with whoever can, drive a boat. Or,
One melee,
sail a
one
boat,
caster
sorry.
per boat,
Yeah.
or
So me and what's this? Ragnar and I can't be in the same boat because we're both casters. So
Okay. Yeah.
So we're
And I don't think
me and
either of us knows. how
Brandon
to
and Brie in
sail.
one boat,
Yeah.
Regnar and Ydin in the other. How does
Sure.
that sound?
sure.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Ragnar and Eden in one boat. Brandon B&B.
Yes.
B&B.
B&B.
B.
Bloodbath
All right.
beyond.
Now, what's
Definitely.
God damn it. All right, take inspiration, Falcon. All right.
Thank you.
So, as you guys hop on to your respective rowboats, you start making your way deeper into the lake itself.
All right.
Let me just check a couple things. So we'll have a little bit of a challenge as you guys are making your way deeper to start exploring the lake. So who is at the helm of each one? I'm going to assume Eden is at the helm of the boat
Yes.
with Ragnar.
Yeah.
I
They're
don't really know how to
rowboats, right?
sail a boat.
And who is at the helm of the boat on B&B?
That'd be me.
Brandon,
These are
that'd be you?
rowboats, right?
Yeah.
Yes, they
Yeah.
are rowboats.
Yeah, so I'll be
So-
the one rowing.
All right. So
Rowing,
as you
rowing,
start
rowing,
rowing and
rowing.
kind of steering the boat, you do notice at least 6 ice floes kind of like approaching you, and you're going to need to kind of steer around them. So I'm going to have we'll start with Brandon. Brandon, you just need to make a wisdom check.
Ooh.
Ooh, wisdom. Oh
Oh
no.
boy.
Okay.
Say-
And
no way through.
Eden, you can either make a boat check or like the actual vehicle check or a wisdom check, whichever has a better
What
skill.
attribute would I use for the vehicle check?
It would probably be. I'm gonna say it's probably gonna be wisdom.
Okay. Oh wait, sorry. Vehicle check or what?
A vehicle check or just a basic wisdom check, whichever you prefer.
I think wisdom.
Oh, no.
I think the vehicle check will be better for you because you have proficiency in that. So.
Yeah. 17.
Nice.
Okay. So Ydin, you very expertly, you have a lot of training with steering boats and stuff like that, especially considering your past. And you very, very expertly make your way across these ice flows. Brandon, this is a little bit of a little embarrassing, but
I'm out of
you're
my
not
depth.
used to this boat, not your best. You do bump into at least 2 of the ice flows, so the boat you're on is gonna take, we'll say, it's gonna take 2d6 damage from that. So we'll just roll.
When it happens, Breeze, you're good. You're good.
You good?
You're good. You're good.
It's not much damage.
Oh, yeah, let's go. You-
Hey, look at that.
Yeah. I still,
Although I
still
will say
have
this. Oh, sorry. What were you gonna say,
I
Brandon?
still have some skill. Not where I was back when I was a youngin', but I still got some ability.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I will say this: Ragnar in the distance, you just see like the scratch mark that you just fixed. Immediately, a new
Yeah.
chunk of wood flies off, and you're like, "I just fixed that."
Well, Ragnar doesn't really mind because he can fix it anytime he touches it.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
the
yeah,
thing
yeah,
is,
yeah.
they are Brandon should be proficient in that, and he is not doing well. So he was a little bit worried. So to
It's
speak.
been years. It's been
You
many
okay,
years since I
old
had
man?
years.
You cool?
Listen, years are very tough on the mind. Give him some slack. I can understand.
Yes, I'm doing fine. I
how
don't
he
do this for a
feels.
living, you know.
And I kind of give a pat in the back. I was like, I support you here, Sir Brandon.
You're doing okay, Grandpa. We're So
you
as
dare
you kind of
patronize me, boy.
So as you guys make your way deeper into the lake itself, you do find what appears to be a relatively decent fishing spot that you can at least start out with.
Alright.
Because remember, there's 2 things you're doing right now. You're looking for fish, and you're looking for this lake monster. So if you want to do a little bit of fishing before you try and go deeper in and see if you can find this thing, that is up to you.
Well,
You do notice that I do notice that despite Grynsk not being happy with his treatment, he did put some tackle boxes and some fishing gear in the boat.
Nice.
Obviously, because he wasn't expecting you guys to just have a fishing rod to go.
Yeah.
So it's up to you. Would any of you like to fish at this particular time?
I
Let's
guess.
see.
I'll fish. Why not?
Yeah, we'll do it. So, what should we roll?
So it would be a wisdom check.
Wisdom. Okay.
Boss man, I actually want to do something. This is just for the entire group, right?
All right.
Ooh,
So
okay.
They're gonna fish. Instead, what I'm going to do, I stand a little bit on the top, on the boat. I'm not gonna dance, right? But I do sway from left to right, and I'm constantly sort of putting magic into the lake. And I'm
Under
gonna
the
use
sea.
minor illusion.
Under the sea.
And I want to kind of make, because we have the bait, right?
Yeah.
Which is for well, to attract the fish. I am also gonna put a sound, right, to mimic prey,
Ooh.
like the moving of water. You hear the fish, or you hear small little things that can be eaten. Right?
Okay, you know what I'll say? That's a really interesting way of using minor illusion. I will say, everyone will have. I'm not going to give you guys advantage, but I'm going to give you a +2 to your wisdom check for that.
Got you guys.
So
Nice.
a little bit of a bonus.
Oh,
Yay.
nice.
Wisdom
Wisdom.
checks. All right.
Could I make an animal handling check?
Oh, sure.
This would be a wisdom check specifically.
Straight up wisdom. Okay, straight up wisdom.
But you do
Got
get
it.
a +2 to this.
Come on.
9. I needed that.
22, baby. Yes.
Okay. And okay, so you're using the illusion Brie, right? Okay. Okay. So as you kind of cast this minor illusion, first things first, Ydin, you pull a sizable trout. It's not a knucklehead trout, but a sizable fish. And honestly, it's something that you think that you're going to be able to actually cook and could be a valuable food source for later on. So you can pocket that. Just add one trout
One
to your
trout.
inventory.
Not nice.
Sweet.
Stardew Valley.
Brandon, a 9 is still respectable. You do end up pulling what is the equivalent of a sunfish.
Ooh.
It's not the best catch, but hey, you did catch something. You think this could make a good like little snack? Not exactly a hearty meal, but
Base
it's
fish.
It was.
it's worse. It could have been a lot worse. You could have lost the rod if you had rolled poorly.
That's good.
Nice.
Regnar, you actually pull something.
Ooh. Knucklehead
Um,
trout?
possibly a knucklehead trout.
Sweet.
And you actually
pulled the
hook something.
monster. I'm
You
just
pull,
kidding.
you
Pull the mouse.
We'll see. Well, you're gonna see what this knucklehead trout can do. So,
okay.
you do hook it. And I'm just gonna check. I have to make a little bit of a roll right now.
All right.
Because this thing is not messing about.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I need
They are
you to make a athletics check.
Athletics? Can I do acrobatics?
No.
Come on.
No.
Strength
This
is
specifically
my-
says athletics.
All right.
It's a straight
Come
strength,
on.
my dude.
All right. I'm
Oh
gonna
my
use.
God,
You know what?
no.
Hold on. I'm gonna use lucky to.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on. Wait. So lucky.
You can use
doesn't-
lucky if you will. No. I will say lucky if you want to re-roll that 5, you can.
Okay. Cool.
I will allow it.
Thank you. 8. Yeah.
Okay. So here's the good news. I
bad.
rolled a 7. So you just barely succeeded that. So let me describe what happens. So you're fishing and you're feeling a little bit confident, and then the hook catches something, and you're like, "Oh, this is great," and it pulls you unsuspectingly, like with a force you are not prepared for, and there is a moment where you feel yourself that you're going to get actually pulled into the brink.
Under
And
the
probably
sea.
get completely soaked, and you just barely step your ground,
Yep.
and hold on as tight as you can, and you pull out a large knucklehead trout, and it just flops onto the boat, just and this thing, just for perspective, is about the size of like a halfling. This is a
Whoa.
huge fish.
Sweet. Alright.
And currently it's flopping about. Are you gonna coup de grace it before it tries to escape?
Actually, can I use Mage Hand to stuff its fin so it couldn't breathe?
Oh, you want to kind of hold it down with Mage Hand?
Yes. Like basically just stuff the fingers into its fin so it couldn't breathe.
Oh, I
okay.
see. He's just trying to-
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what?
It's
You know
finesse,
what?
all right?
That's
Let's don't use
a
brute force.
crazy evil thing.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? So,
Nice.
so Ragnar, you just this sort of like spectral hand shoots out from you, and then the knucklehead fish goes, and then after a couple seconds, it kind of like falls limp.
Yeah.
So you have successfully caught a knucklehead trout.
I do a
I'm
golf. Yeah,
impressed.
I do golf clap from a distance, like
Yeah.
clap, 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 clap.
I
All
bow.
right, so that's
Yeah.
respectable. And you successfully do some fishing, and if you guys want to start looking for the
monster?
lake monster itself, you guys can start making some perception checks.
All right.
All right.
We'll
Hopefully this,
try that.
Is better.
Hopefully. 15.
How many time has passed since the fishing?
14.
Yeah,
since
the
boss
fishing.
man. Just for.
I would say that was about an hour. That was about an
so I have,
hour
like
of
3
just.
hours left then.
Fail safe.
All right, good.
Oh wait, perception. Okay, I meet
Yeah.
you.
21. Nice.
All right. So Bree, you particularly catch on that there appears to be some like scratch marks on nearby little ice floats that are very similar to the ones you saw on the boat. And it kind of leads you northward a little bit. So you think if you start heading in that direction, you might be able to find this so-called lake monster.
All right. I kind of point towards the north. I do tap Brandon a little bit and just like, are those the same scratch marks from our damaged boat a while back?
You are
I
talking
asked
to Brandon,
Brandon.
right? Because
Yeah,
we're a
Brandon.
little
He's
bit
on my
far
boat.
away.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
asking Brandon.
Yeah,
I just need
Brandon's
his
gonna take a look.
confirmation.
I'd say, I think you're right. That might
Alright.
actually be our lake monster.
Then that's
All
where
right,
we
that
should head.
definitely matches. You definitely confirm that, Brandon, for sure that matches it. So you
Mm-hmm.
begin steering your way towards northward, and as you do, after successfully doing some fishing, you definitely feel a cold wind start to blow across the lake. The normally still waters become a little bit choppy. And for the next little while, as you make your way forward to steer the boat around the now approaching ice floats, you will have a bit of a negative modifier to this next check. So those who are steering the boat, make your vehicle checks or your wisdom checks with a -2 modifier.
Is the
Oh,
negative
dear.
because of the cold?
It's because of the choppiness.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Gotcha.
And I will say
Oh.
this. I will say this: the cold is affecting things as far as like if let's say for example, this is an interesting point. If Ragnar had gone into the brink and he was just trying to bundle up, he would have disadvantage on trying to warm up because of this cold wind that's just coming
Wait,
in.
but okay, just out of curiosity, will he? Considering
Well,
his, yeah.
Considering some stuff with
His move?
Ragnar,
Yes.
you would probably have a little bit of a plus to this save,
Okay.
but we'll get to that when that
When
happens.
time's right. Yes.
When time is
Alright,
right.
but look, Brandon and Eden, look at the guys. They just did it. Look,
Yeah,
look.
honestly, and Ydin, this is just these choppy waves. You've trained for this so
Yes.
many times in
Your
your
soldier
past.
training.
Hey, you are just expertly just avoiding these floats like nothing. And you know what, Brandon, you're like, all right, I gotta show the youngins that I'm still hip, right? So you show off a beautiful display of just avoiding these ice floats. If anything, it's even more impressive considering the choppiness of the waves now, because it would have been a lot harder.
Yeah.
So you successfully avoid the ice floats.
Nice.
Yay.
And as you approach the northern side, you do see what appears to be a fishing boat that's completely empty. And it is in pieces. It's very much been broken into pieces at this point.
Well, that doesn't bode well.
And you start kind of rowing in, and I'll say the choppiness of the water is kind of like calmed down a little bit. And just for a second, you think you saw something like a black shadow kind of like move underwater. You get the sense that something might be watching you.
All right.
Brandon at this point is going to stop rowing the boat, and he's going to shrug his shield off of his back. He's going to pull out his moon-touched battle axe, activate its light property, and he's just going to shine it over the lake, trying to see into the dark waters. See if anything in
Okay.
there.
So you pull out your moon-touched weapon and you kind of like point it towards the waters. I'll say make a perception check for me, please.
Amazingly, I don't have proficiency in this. Not that I need it.
Ooh,
Nice.
20.
The old man still got some eyesight.
All right, you squint those old trained eyes of yours.
I'm old, not
And-
blind.
And you see this thing, whatever it is on the larger size. It's actually probably about the same size or even a little bit bigger than your bison. And it's kind of swimming around relatively quickly. And
Ragnar
one thing
is
you
gonna
pick. Oh, yeah.
shout.
Yep.
Ragnar is gonna say, come out, wherever you are. We're coming for you.
Brandon,
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
well, Brandon, upon
Uh-oh.
saying this, he is. Can I get my boat over to like a largish ice floe that I don't think can be capsized easily? Because I do not want to fight this
Yeah.
thing in a boat that can be flipped over.
Yeah. Can
All
we
right, you know
like
what?
just lean towards something, solid,
Yeah.
so to speak?
Well, we're gonna get to that in a second.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
This is
So
gonna be fun.
I will say this. Oh, I gotta change the music. We're starting to get
boss
we're getting a little spooky now.
I don't want to worry about this, Eden, because you're wearing full metal armor.
It's fine, I'm just a living rock who will sink to the bottom.
Anchor.
Mm-hmm.
That seems appropriate enough. No, I want to get. Don't mind me. I'm just trying to find the. Ooh, okay, there we go. That's what I want.
well.
Okay. There we go. So as you approach, Brandon, your ranger instincts go into like gear, and you immediately try and put the rowboat near an ice float that you think is stable, maybe even something you could like hop onto if it worst case scenario. Regnar, you are saying come out wherever you are, and the Black Shadow sees that as an invitation.
Uh-oh.
Nice.
And at this point, you see what appears to be your boat take a hit from underneath itself. Something seems to have taken almost like a bite.
Oh.
And that definitely hits. You kind of shake like Regnar and Ydin. You guys, you don't fall off the boat or anything like that, but you definitely feel it shake. And I will say this, Ydin, because you have like a vehicle training, you kind of look at the water that's starting to seep in to the bottom of the boat, and you're like, oh, that took a decent chunk of damage, and
That's
that actually was 18 points of damage to the boat.
18?
Oh, not good.
How much hit points does a boat have?
50. So right
50?
now, the
Okay.
boat that you're on is at
60,
32 hit
70%.
points.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Also, I think I rolled really well on that. That's
Nice.
not normal.
Okay. All right. So we know the shadow is coming up. Can we say we are ready for the attack?
You know what? I'll say everybody just roll initiative for now. We'll just
All right.
Oh
We'll
dear.
Oh dear. Oh fishy.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Well, it's bound to happen.
Gotta love it.
We all rolled so low. Well, you know what? Might as well get the low rolls out of the way. It's fine.
Oh my god.
Well, guys, well, look at that. Aren't we just an amazing group of people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
Okay.
I'll fix it. I'll fix it. Listen, okay.
No, it's fine.
We fought
Like-
on land. We
Yeah.
fought on land
Actually, hang on.
before.
Hang on 1 second, please.
Okay.
I have
Okay.
Oh, you
I
have
have
the
a
alert
alert.
feet. You could
Nice.
swap with.
Yes.
You could swap with Ydin if
Changed
you
in
wanted to.
2024?
It did change. This is
Yeah.
the new version of Elite.
Wait, did Brandon?
Yeah,
did you
I've
add
alert.
your proficiency modifier to the initiative?
It should be 8 then instead
Yeah,
of,
it should be.
It's
4
8, yeah.
More. Yeah.
So I can.
2 more. Yeah.
So it should be 8.
4, 5,
Yeah.
6, 7, 8. Oh my god.
Who do we
5,
appreciate?
6, 7, 8. Yes.
5, 6, 7.
All right. So who wants to go at initiative count 8?
Well, it's up to you. Like.
I think honestly, it's probably best with you, in my opinion.
And
All right,
also,
I'll-
even if you want to swap, I would say it's probably with someone that's on your boat, namely Brie.
Yeah.
Because she's right next to you.
Well, the difference.
Yeah, Bree
is
has
so
an initiative of
minimal,
11
though.
though, so she's going before me.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's 6. It's 6.
It's only 6.
11 was like my. I was just trying to add it to the tracker.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So, because right now the order of operation is Bran,
Yeah.
Ydin, Spooky Thing, Bree, and Regnar last.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it rolled between. Okay,
It actually did.
Yeah.
It didn't roll that well either, to be honest.
Well, it
So,
rolled higher
Dex
than
in
me,
me.
so.
What's its Dex? GM, the
Oh,
spooky crawly
the
thing.
spooky guy.
Yeah.
Is it rolled a
Plus
7 or a
15.
6?
15 is its dex.
Oh, mine is
I'll give you
16.
that.
So I should go first.
Ooh.
Oh yes, that's true. Because you rolled a 7.
No. Oh, is it initiative 7? Never mind then.
It
that's
is
fine then.
initiative 7. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
so
my bad.
Ydin goes. So, what is Eden's dexterity?
It's 0. So
0.
straight 10.
Okay, so it's gonna
Oh,
base.
I guess technically, it's going to be going before Eden because it has
Yeah,
a
so it'll
higher
be
dex.
me- Yeah, it'll be me, monster, then everybody else, and then we loop.
It should be you. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
That's bad. All right.
All right. Well, I guess I'll say at the top of the initiative then, Brandon. What would you like to do?
Can I see this monster?
Actually, I should bring you to the map. Now that I think about it.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was rowing. What do I
Row,
do?
row, row
Oh
your boat.
heavens! Heavens!
Oh, we don't-
Where's
no,
this monster?
It's under the.
It should
So
be near here.
You
right?
know that you haven't seen it, but I'll say that it's around here.
Yeah, because it took a chunk
In this
out of our
area.
boat,
It took a chomp.
Yeah.
Oh dear. All right, I'm gonna
Shoot.
take a risk
You-
here.
Ooh, okay.
Can I pull out my longbow and try to shoot it?
Sweet.
Sure, absolutely.
Oh, by the way,
Alright,
the
let me-
initiative count seems to be gone. Check
Okay,
the
so
Yes.
turn
change
order.
scenes.
Yeah. Probably because you
Oh,
changed,
no.
you swapped the map, so yeah.
Oh, I see. I don't really know how to fix that,
Oh, you
but
can just add-
I'll
Yeah, you can just add each and everyone to the turn, or everyone can just say add
Oh, we
to
can-
the
we-
turn.
we
yeah.
can-
honestly,
we can
I'll
roll
just
first.
I'll just keep track of the initiative on my end. If
Alright,
anybody
yeah,
asks,
that's
I'll let you
fine.
guys know.
All right.
That's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna take a shot. Do I have like any like advantage or disadvantage on this?
I will say because you perceived it first, and because you're also a ranger, I will say I won't be imposing disadvantage at this particular time. And it's also kind
Okay.
of closer to the surface, but you get the sense that it's using the darkness of the water to its advantage. So you can just roll a basic
Straight roll,
attack.
Okay, and last question: is this a beast?
It is a beast.
Ooh.
Ooh, favorite enemy.
Well,
That is a 12.
all right.
hit.
You take your bow out and you kind of like aim back and into the water, and you kind of like look at how the shadow kind of interacts, and it doesn't seem like it hit its mark, but it looks like it got close.
Ooh.
Okay, so it has an AC more than 12. Got it.
Yeah.
And that
Is there
arrow is gone
anything-
for good.
Okay.
So
Is there
I'm gonna
anything
pull
else
out a
you'd like to do, Brandon?
There's really. Okay, I'm right here. Can I hop from my boat onto that ice floe?
Absolutely.
Right here.
No check
Oh,
required.
this one. Okay.
Right here. Okay,
Yeah.
so how far am I? 25. All right, so the old man is going to run and then just leap off the boat onto this ice floe. Yeah, so that way, if it
Alrighty.
wants to get to me, it has to climb onto dry land where I have the advantage, and that's my turn.
Alrighty. Let's see how.
The beast.
Oh, that's a great movement speed. Oh, I like that.
Oh no. Oh no.
Actually, you know what? I will say this. It's a great movement speed, but it's not enough to do what I would have wanted to do. But I'm fine with that. So you're finally gonna get a good look at this thing. You see that black shadow start to move rapidly. It did not like the
arrow?
the old man shooting an arrow at it, and breaking the surface of the water, you see a large reptilian-like figure with sharp fangs and kind of glazed-looking eyes. And you don't know what this thing is called, but out of character, this is an awakened plesiosaurus. This is a dinosaur.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Ooh la la! So Brandon's just like, yeah, that's right. Come and get me, boy. Come and get me.
Oh my, that scared me actually. I just
Yeah.
saw the token now.
That
Oh my
is
God.
scary, yo.
That means my job is working.
I like how it breaks out of the borders of the token. That's cool. That's a cool touch.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. We'll go with that. All right. So you do see the creature, but that is actually its turn. It actually had to use its action to dash to do that.
Okay.
And it actually seems disappointed that you're on that ice float for a second. Next.
Come to daddy.
All right. Next is Ydin. What would you like to do?
Wait, I'd like to move the boat actually closer to that ice
To the ice
block
floe.
where-
Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Can we do that?
Yeah. Do you want to just can you kind of point where you want the boat to kind of finish, and I'll move the boat.
Right here? Or right here?
Is it? I don't know if it's like close. If it's better to go over here or like somewhere over here.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think we can like probably go side by side. Because
So
I don't know
you
how
guys want
far
us
a boat
around it?
can go.
You
How
guys
far
want us
can a
around
boat
it?
go in one turn?
I would say I'm
80?
gonna rule that the boat can move 30 feet in the water.
30 feet? Then probably
Yeah,
just
so
side by
I guess
side.
we get over here and then let's just jump on boats to
Yeah.
get to the ice. Yeah.
Oh, okay, interesting. All right,
Yeah.
so you guys are gonna end up here. Is that okay?
Is that an
Yes.
action for?
I'm gonna rule it that I'm actually gonna rule it that because Ydin has her vehicle training, this is gonna be a free action for her. I would say
Oh.
that I would say those who don't have vehicle training,
Will
this
require an
actually would
action.
be
Yeah.
it would
Gotcha.
require an action to move.
Got it.
Alright.
Just because I feel like that makes sense. Like she
Yeah.
has the training to do both. But that actually gives you the rest of your turn. Ydin, what would you like to do?
Wonderful. I would like to. Oh my god, that's still pretty far.
Yeah, you can probably reach this spot.
Yeah.
Or here,
I think
yeah.
I'll get over around here.
But you'll
Uh,
need to jump, I believe. So maybe move to here and then jump
Yeah,
over
let's
so
move
that it's 5
there.
feet,
So
I
let's move
guess.
here.
Yeah,
Then I'll try to jump to the next boat
yeah, to here.
over here.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
All right.
There.
And you just, you've got. Well, actually, I was going to ask, what weapon are you pulling out?
My warhammer.
All right, you pull out your warhammer, you got your great shield, and your soldier training kind of kicks in, and you leap from boat to boat, and you land like nice and steady, not enough to like really shake the boat too much. You think you've also been kind of trained a little bit to have boat to boat combat, so you think it's finally coming into fruition. So you successfully land there. What would you else like to
You'd
do?
like to use the rest of my action to go right up next to Brandon over there.
Oh, you're
so
gonna
that-
dash?
Yeah.
Okay, absolutely. No required, no check required. You can easily hop over into the ice floater well. So the two melee bros are like side by side each other with weapons drawn, ready to fight this thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
So that is your turn.
From there, I just raise my
oh,
shield
yeah.
and like bang up on it and say like, "Come get
Ooh, nice,
Nice.
nice. As you bang on your shield, like the sound of metal echoes across the lakeside. Brie, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Okay, this is just gonna be. I look towards the ice and I just realized this is just a kind of like a detail thing for me. It's like, because the way Brie casts her spell is through dancing, right?
Oh,
I think
Oh,
it's
too
really hard
slippery.
it's really hard to dance on ice.
Mhm.
So she'll up to stay in the boat, and what Bree's going to do? She spins around on a very like off kilter manner, and like you see like energy and like magic start to swell around her, where
Mhm.
matching to the rhythm of the sea or like the lake. She then points
Mm.
towards at the creature, the monster, and I'm
Mhm.
going to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Oh
Ooh,
shit.
nice.
Okay.
Or if we were to do like bewildering grace.
Okay.
So acrobat.
Okay, this will be interesting. All right. So it needs to make a wisdom saving throw, correct?
Yep. 100. Yep.
What's your DC?
13.
Nice.
Oh, this is interesting. I gotta think about this for a second. Hold on, just give me 2 seconds to think
Ooh.
about this, because this is an interesting interaction.
Okay.
So, as you cast Tasha's hideous laughter, it does it fail its save. It's weird because it's like it's prone while floating. So I'll say that it's not like sinking deep underground, like sorry, not underground, deep under the water, but it's almost like it's now flipped on its side, and it kind of like it's like it's like
Flipping
little
its
fins
belly.
are kind of
Yeah.
yeah. The weirdest thing about this is that it starts to laugh, but it's not laughing like an animal would laugh. It's almost kind of bellows and laughs like almost like how a human would laugh.
Oh, that's kind
Okay.
of screwed up. Wait a minute. Hey, yo.
You are immediately like that. Those two things don't add up. But yeah, it's gonna be it's just gonna be
Can you
laughing
make a nature check to
uncontrollably.
try to suss out why it's laughing like that?
Yeah. Can we?
Absolutely.
That's a 6.
Let me hold on.
You're like, that's the weirdest looking lizard I've ever seen.
So it's a nature check, you say?
Wait, actually, if ever, sorry, I do just want to say this because of 2024 rules.
Go for
Technically, if we want to do that, we have to probably do the study action.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah,
well, honestly,
oh.
you know what I will do. You know what I'll do. I'm perfectly fine with giving you like out of action, like little
out of action
interactions.
studies, yeah.
Because that's usually how I DM anyway. So we don't necessarily need to follow
Okay,
that rule. So
I was like-
that's fine.
I read the rule book. I was like, oh man, I have to study. I was like, all right.
Yeah. I will say this. If there's like really specific, like you want like the deets, I will probably say that that's gonna take a study
All
action
right.
for sure.
Regnar
Alright.
got 18.
I rolled
Okay.
to
I
know.
would say, you know what? With an 18, you know that this is not a natural thing.
Yeah.
This is nothing about that interaction seems natural. It almost seems, and this is specifically for you. It's tied to your knowledge of arcane casting.
Oh.
It almost seems like this creature has either been enhanced magically by some means to be able to laugh like that. It doesn't have the intelligence of a regular beast.
It
So
has higher
you definitely
intelligence.
catch that. And you also think that there's a possibility that magic might be involved with its level of intelligence.
Okay.
But yeah, it is flopping around. It's prone. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn, Brie?
There's one thing I'm gonna do. I'm going to spin on my heel and then sort of like you can even hear the wind whistle as I inspire. I'm gonna inspire Brandon since he's gonna come up after.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Regnar.
okay.
I'll give
Nice.
him
Yeah.
a d6 so
Nice.
that gotta help the old man. But yeah.
All right, you've got a little purple circle next to you. That means you've got
Yeah,
inspiration.
and I'm just gonna after finally dancing, I do get onto the I'll actually I don't know. I'll
wanna
stay on the boat,
leap
but like
over
on the
to the-
edge. No, I'll stay on the boat and on the edge.
Okay.
I don't think like Bree wants to get on the ice.
Okay.
That's my turn. Yep.
All right, Ragnar, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna do the same thing. Acrobatics leap over to here-ish. Because of my movement, I think I can do that. I will. Hold on. So since I know, like spells and stuff, I would know that this is the thing is affected by arcane kind of magic. But also, I would know that because Bree is casting hideous laughter on the creature.
And
couldn't-
it's laughing like a human.
Yeah.
This is like a weird video where they put
Yeah.
like human
I know, like
laughing
sort of
over
like
an
hyena
animal.
laughs. You would hear like kind of human, like crazy laughter.
Yeah.
But what I was trying to ask is, if I ask it anything, could it respond? Because right now
Absolutely. You can certainly try and talk to it. What do you say?
All right, it's like, who is your master? I would like to know.
I would say,
And I will add talk or else.
So you're trying to threaten it.
Yes.
Well, I will say that this will be an intimidation check then.
Yes. I know I'm really bad at it. Wait, maybe not so bad. Hold on.
You got okay
Yeah, you-
charisma.
+4. It's kind of okay. Let's try it.
At this level, that's great.
Yeah. 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, dumb
That's
boy.
Yes.
We got. Come on, you extorted the fisherman. You can extort the fish next.
I caught the knucklehead trout. I could threaten the fish.
So I like the idea that Ragnar, you kind of like put your foot on the
Yeah.
edge of the boat and kind of like stare
Yeah, I
down at
lean
this
towards
this
the
this
side.
beast. You lean forward, and as it's laughing and bellowing, it is definitely intimidated by you. You are not sure how it's going to respond, because right now it can't even talk. It's almost like it's just forced to laugh.
Yeah.
So, but you do get the sense that it understands you as you speak to it.
All right.
I'll put a little intimidation, and we're gonna get all the stickers on this guy.
Yeah.
Get him, boys. Sick 'em.
I think his response is going to be dictated by the actions of the party. Speaking of which, Brandon, you are up next.
Yeah.
All right. Can I switch my bow out for my battle axe? Does that take an action or anything?
No, I'll let you switch to your axe. That's
All right, so I quickly switch out my bow for my axe because I need to get up close to this guy. And
wanna take a
without
swing at it?
my, yeah, I'm gonna head down right up
Go for
next
it.
to it. I'm gonna swing my battle axe two-handed at it.
Ooh, okay, you have advantage because it's prone.
All right, yeah. It's a 20.
Ooh,
Yep.
nice. Ooh,
That's 9 slashing damage.
9 slashing
What does
damage
the
as you slice.
topple do?
I
That's,
believe if it wasn't already knocked prone, there would be a chance for him to
Oh.
be knocked prone.
But it's already.
Yeah,
done,
that's-
so, yeah.
well, because I'm planning to go Beastmaster Ranger, this is actually quite powerful because if I knock
it.
a prone, my beast gets advantage on attacks.
Got it.
Bison's
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
sit on the. Bison's gonna sit on it.
Gonna sit on it.
I'm just like, I'm already terrified of when you get your
Beastmaster.
ranger beast.
Yeah.
It's gonna be something. But yeah, you slide down the ice a little bit, Ragnar. You actually take one of your gauntleted hands and just kind of like grab onto like a nearby like a part of the ice that's jutting out, just to kind of give you off a little bit of steadiness. And you then get into position,
Brandon.
both
It's not me.
hands on the
Yeah.
great axe, and slash down. Reddish blood begins to shoot out from the belly of the beast, and it is laughing and it is wailing in pain as you slash into it. And-
It can remake its wisdom saving throw
Yeah.
now.
It makes a wisdom
it can?
save once.
Yeah,
it's
each time it takes
attacked.
damage at
Yeah.
the end of its turn.
Yeah.
got
It
it.
has
Yeah.
advantage, right?
Yes, the target has
triggered by
advantage on the
damage, yeah.
save. It was triggered if the save is triggered by damage.
Yep.
So yeah.
Well, this Plesiosaurus is rolling very well, so it is still going to be laughing.
Oh boy.
This poor guy.
dear.
He's on his back. He's got a giant gash slash on his stomach, and he's just flopping around, and just little droplets of water are. And he's super scared of Ragnar. This thing is having a rough day.
I haven't even
All
left a
right.
finger on it, and it's already.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn, Ragnar?
Well, I'm not the one attacked. Brandon.
Oh, sorry,
was-
not Ragnar. Sorry,
Because
I mean, Brand.
apparently I used
Brandon.
my action to intimidate it, so which I'm
Let
satisfied
me have a
with.
look. Is there anything else I can do?
Yeah.
No, there's really nothing else I can do. That's my turn. So I will leave that as is.
All right, it's turn. So, for Tasha's, do I make a wisdom saving throw at the start of my turn
End
or
of
at the
its
end?
turn.
End of its
And
turn.
every time it takes damage, so yeah. Right now it should be making it.
I'm going to say, Ragnar specifically, because you're the one who has been interacting this thing via,
Okay.
talking to it. I want you to make an insight check on this thing.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me just pull out my character sheet. Inside, please be good. I need it right now more than ever.
17. Okay.
Ooh, okay.
You get the sense that this thing is almost as considering communicating with you, but it also took a slash from Bran, and it also is unable to even talk until this spell ends. So it's not going to be able to start a conversation until that happens.
I will.
But that's what you kind of get.
Okay, can I
That's what
say
you get. Oh, sorry.
something? Because I noticed that. Can I shout to Ydin, like,
Yeah.
can you drag
Yeah,
it?
sure. I'll let you shout out to Eden.
Yeah,
For sure.
can you drag it to the shore?
Ooh,
Ah.
okay.
Yes.
That's interesting. All right.
Yeah, we'll see. It looks like it wants to talk. That's all I said.
All right.
Yep.
Speaking of which, it's your turn. What would you, Eden? What would you like to do?
I have no idea why Ragnar seems so intent to talk with this animal.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But since he asked so nicely, I'm going to put away my warhammer and my great shield and just like fucking take it by its jaws and try to pull it into the
Nice.
onto the
Yes, teamwork.
ice.
Absolutely. Okay. I'll say make an athletics check.
With advantage, right? Because it's incapacitated.
Actually, you know what? Yeah. Considering the state it's in, it's not
Yeah.
really going to be able to resist you. So I'll give you an advantage on this.
As I'm doing this, I'll say, "Please excuse me."
And you just kind of like walk very calmly past Brad, and you just kind of grab its neck and just firmly start pulling it. I'll say you can pull it 10 feet
Sweet.
onto
Okay,
land.
Then I
Just-
will bring it
just
like
Break its back
like in
onto
between the
land.
two of us.
Okay. And now it is just flopping and laughing on top of the ice floats.
Nice.
All right, it's on land. It has now been marooned on this little ice island. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I'd then like to bend down so that I'm like looking at it eye to eye and I'll say, now then, you can't swim away from us. Can you really understand what we're saying?
While it's cackling, you do see it kind of nod a little bit.
Ooh, nice.
that's my turn.
All right, Bree, you're up next.
Before I end the spell, because I know it really can only talk once I'm done with it. Can we like tie it
Yeah.
up first before? I
Oh,
end it?
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I then gingerly get on the ice. I'm just like.
You take
this
out
is
the
very-
ropes and start tying
Yeah,
it
yeah.
up.
But it's also just kind of like you see actually Bree's much more annoyed by the ice because like
Hmm.
you can't even dance on this.
Oh.
It's like this is not a
Try.
dance floor. This place sucks.
You could try. No one's stopping you from dancing on the ice.
Can yeah, I'm just gonna try to tie it as my action. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely. I will say honestly, no check required. Do you you have? I'm assuming you've got rope and stuff like that.
We all have ropes.
Let me check
as
my
our starting gear.
entertainment.
Did you get the starting gear? Because if you do, you get the ropes.
No, entertainment pack doesn't have a rope. So,
Oh,
like,
really?
Is there a rope in the boat?
Well,
on.
You know what?
Do you have one,
hold on.
Ragnar? Do you have one,
You know,
Ragnar?
yeah, I have some. I have 50 feet.
Then I'll
Hampton
use
rope.
yours then.
in
Yeah,
my-
I'll use
Okay,
yours.
you know what?
I'll use yours.
I'll say like you quickly kind of grab the rope from
Yeah,
the boat
from my backpack,
and
yeah.
from your backpack, and you
Yeah.
just easily kind of like you wrap around its fins
Mm-hmm.
while it's like on its back. You kind of like wrap it around its mouth so it can't like bite
Do
into
a
you.
Sailor Man knot.
But now it's funny. Instead of like the human human bellowing laugh,
Mm-hmm.
it's more like doing like.
I'll take a step
It's
back
muffled
and
laughter. Nice.
I'll just end the spell.
Ooh, nice.
Okay. And Ragnar, what would you like to do?
I will also leap onto the boat, but not so close to it. I'll just like, now it's your chance to talk.
All right. Brandon, is there anything else you'd like to do before its turn?
No, I'm going to actually ready my action.
Yeah.
Well, actually, hang on. Before we do, Before we do that, let me check something quickly. No. Okay, I'm gonna ready an action that if this thing starts turning hostile, I just bring the axe down on top of it, two-handed.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. It is its turn, and you said you ended the spell, Brie, correct?
Yes, I did. So it can now talk
Okay.
if it wished.
Okay. Let us do this. You see the creature kind of like relax its little bit, and it's still on its back. It's still tied up. It can't really move, but it's almost like it's not in a vicious state or anything like that. But now it's kind of looking at you. It definitely seems a little bit concerned about Regnar after that intense intimidation check.
Nice.
But it recognizes the friendly nature of Ydin as well.
Nice.
And it is going to, if you allow it, kind of like roll over onto its, belly so that it can, kind of like
Breathe.
stand up straight.
Yeah. Okay.
And then he kind of, and not in a violent nature or anything, he kind of like leans his neck down towards you, Ydin, almost like to kind of like ask you to cut the rope around its mouth so it can actually talk.
The rope I wanted to tie around wasn't the mouth, but more of like its like body.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
like,
So since it doesn't have a
Mouth gag. So no.
a
nothing
mouth
like
gag.
that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
he the reptilian let me see, the slender neck kind of rises a little bit, and it simply says, "I'm listening."
Ooh.
Tilts its head around to look at the party.
I don't like this. This reeks of magic.
Of course it does.
Yep.
But you
it's
didn't
like,
answer my question. Who do you work for? Who is your master?
He kind of like adjusts himself. It was a pale one.
A name.
Aubrey.
Will be
I didn't get a name. He kind of stumbles with his talking. You get the sense that like he doesn't have conversations with people that often. It doesn't usually get to that point. This
Usually
is probably
just
the
come
point.
off,
It's
yeah.
probably the first conversation he's had in a long time.
Yeah.
But my mind was foggy, and my first real memory was of a pale-skinned woman with auburn hair. She told me to keep the fishermen away, and I agreed, for I feared she would take this gift of insight, my intellect, away. If I do not serve her, then I will return to this foggy state, alone in the dark.
Okay. DM? Like this is player
Yes.
asking. So is the effect like first is he telling the truth? Do we need an insight check to determine that?
For those who want to, I will say there's two checks I will allow you guys to
Okay.
do. You can make insight checks on this thing, and then you can also make arcana checks specifically.
Oh.
I'm gonna make
fuck.
insight because that's what I'm trained on.
I
don't- I
I
am not
trust
good.
it wholeheartedly.
I don't have Arcana, but
I
I'm
love
gonna
that.
go
Great.
for it.
Go.
Come on,
Go.
please. Oh God,
Oh,
my Arcana
no.
sucks. I'm not an intellect
Oh
type.
no!
We
My
are.
rolls suck.
I'll do
Do it.
Arcana.
Please save us. Oh, nice.
Hey,
Hey,
all right,
thank
Brie.
There's
You know
a
what?
reason why I expected the intelligence. I knew
Yes.
none of us had it.
Nice.
Ragnar, you are frustrated because you're
Yeah.
like, I know there's some
Something
sort
that
of
could
magic
do
that
this.
could do this. Brandon, you're using your insight. This thing is kind of hard to read. You don't think it's you definitely know it's not hostile. You're not expecting this thing to come and bite you the moment that you do
Okay.
anything. The thing that you just can't get a read on this thing is that this is the first time a wild animal like this has ever talked to you. So you're kind of like still connecting the dots on what the hell that means. Bree, you've traveled around and you've definitely heard some stories and seen a couple things. You have heard of those with druidic powers being able to cast a spell called Awaken, a spell that can give sentience to beasts and creatures. The thing that you also know about this is that the Awaken spell is permanent. It's not something that can be taken away.
Yeah, I kind of kneel towards the creature, and I do say that why has this, well, druid once before tell you to protect this place? What's here? What must you drive the fishermen away from?
And the plesiosaurus kind of says, I believe she serves the Maiden of Frost.
Mm.
I believe she has a bone to pick with those of the 10 towns, and simply put, wants me to cause damage to the local town of Bremmen.
Well, if she serves the Frost Maiden, then I have a bone to pick with her.
I have to do her bidding, or else I will return to the fog.
I look to
I will
it's okay
look
if I
at
also,
Bree
like,
and message
yeah, what's up?
in mind.
go ahead.
I will just ask, is the spell like permanent?
I put my hand up towards Ragnar, as I acknowledge him. But I once again I look eye to eye to the creature and I ask then, Bree sort of just says, how would she put this? She says, "So you must do someone's bidding, against your own will. Was that any different from the foggy state you were once before?"
He kind of thinks for a moment, and he kind of says, I don't know what my life was before, only after I met the Pale One. I just don't want to go back to being some stupid beast in the lake.
Then I kind of just stand up and I just say that, well, then you must know that you have been fooled for all these years. Your awakening cannot be taken away from you. You've wasted years out of fear.
And he's going to kind of make his own insight check on you to
Ooh.
see if you're telling the truth. Okay. It says, This is true. You're positive. She can't take that away.
Beast, I've heard stories of others like you. It cannot be taken away. For the arcane, it creates but doesn't easily undo. You are fine.
And you see, like this, like you just passively, this like relief hit this awakened beast, like just a warm blanket, and the plesiosaurus simply says, "So I may do as I will. I may leave this town and travel deeper into the lake. I am not bound by fate."
If that's
Well, technically, you're bound by us right now.
Ragnar, really? I kind of just look towards Ragnar.
I message Bree in mind, just like
Sorry.
I message Bree in mind and just like, what? Do you want her to get away? Do you want her to get away, and terrorize the town again?
And
If I may suggest. Listen,
Please.
Yes.
you have done wrong to this town, whether by order or by your own doing, right? You have done wrong. I suggest you try to make it right first.
He kind of thinks from, you know what? I like that route. Eden, why don't you make I'll give you, can you make a persuasion check with advantage?
Ooh,
Oh,
nice.
okay.
Ooh.
Persuasion. That's a 14.
Nice.
Okay, 14. Okay. He kind of thinks for a moment, and he says, "If I promise to, I am a good fisherman. Well, I am good at the hunt. If I promise to deliver knucklehead trout on occasion, would that suffice as me making amends?"
I think that's a good way. Yes.
I will add one thing. If you do,
Mhm.
we'll let you go. Whenever a fisherman falls into the water, if you're nearby and can, like, possibly help the fisherman, help him.
He kind of nods. And when he's talking with you, Ragnar, specifically,
Yeah.
it's more of like a
Fear.
yes, yes, sir. When he's talking with Ydin, it's
Ydin.
more of a friendly kind of
Yeah.
like, like absolutely. But he does give you a nod of like he will respect your
Yeah.
wishes, Ragnar, especially with the relationship.
Yeah.
So he asks you, the four of you, "May I go?"
I look towards it and I just say that. Last thing, sorry, not a demand but a question. There is someone that is interested in understanding your existence. It would be a great help to them, and maybe a better understanding for you if you were to come along with us.
He does think for a moment, and he does say, "I worry that the town will not exactly welcome me, at least until I've proven myself. But I have something for you then." And you see him kind of like like his long, slender neck gets a little uncomfortably close to you, Brie. And you notice that he's leaning what appears to be a loose tooth
Ooh.
that perhaps you
Nice.
can bring back with you as proof of this
Ooh.
interaction.
Nice.
Ooh la la.
Thank you.
right.
I look towards the edge of the lake, right? And
Mhm.
is there an edge of the lake, like a coast maybe nearby?
Yeah.
That's a place where it could be like a meetup place where someone
Yeah,
could
Yeah.
interact
Absolutely.
with, like the beast,
Mhm.
and like without
Absolutely.
like them being like,
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
be
Too close or
butchered
too
by
far.
pitchforks,
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I point towards that coast and I just say that, well, if why don't we just make that coast over there a meetup place if ever in the future?
He kind of
Between
looks
you
up
and this
in
person.
the distance. "I'd be more than happy to."
Well,
And oh yes,
no, it is all right. Remember, you have free will now. I rather that you don't listen to anyone or anything unless you want to.
And in
Thank
that case, may I ask for my first request for you? Apart from the making amends thing, could you help us with fishing?
he kind of
Nice.
he kind of smiles, and he starts to kind of make his way to the edge, if you will allow him, and go
we
deep
remove
underwater.
the rope, actually.
You move the rope.
Yeah.
About
Yep,
2
top.
minutes go past, and shooting out from the water are 5 knucklehead trouts.
Sweet! Yes!
Yeah.
Huzzah!
I look towards the creature before he fully goes. I kind of ask,
Mhm.
since you have now awakened, do you have a name for someone such as you should have one?
He kind of thinks for a moment, and he tries to think of what the first name that comes to mind. "You can call me Long Neck."
Ooh.
Oh, no. Okay.
All
A
right.
long neck monster. He will
I knew it!
slowly move
Damn it!
It slowly moves
Oh,
away.
no.
Can we give the DM
Drop the
inspiration
mic.
for
Yeah.
That was great.
So that was a successful outing. You've gotten yourself, I think, 6 knucklehead
Yeah,
trouts.
yeah,
You've
yeah.
gotten
Yeah.
And a
Yeah.
small
you've-
sunfish.
Yes.
You've interacted with the monster.
Mhm.
That was a really interesting spell. I did not think you had I didn't know you had Tasha's, and I was thinking like, oh, that has to be a human laugh. That has to be how it's going to interact with this. So that's interesting. So well done.
Nice.
Yay!
Yay! All right, back to the boat. Yeah.
Back to the boat.
Mhm.
Yes.
And we start fixing it so that it's like sail the boat.
Yeah.
On the way back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say this: you do spend, I'd say, Ragnar, you spend another 10 minutes with mending because
Yeah.
it did take a pretty hefty chomp
Yeah.
out of that
Like-
boat.
I
you
just mutter he could have just talk. That's all I say.
Like, I kind of point out, it's like, well, we were out to hunt him the first time, so
Also, Brandon
also
did
right.
take a swing at it with his great axe, but to be
Yeah.
fair, like, that seemed like an appropriate spot at the time.
but
no,
you
no.
know,
There was
we were
tension.
both appropriate from
Yeah.
from each other's
Yes.
view.
No.
Yeah. All right.
So you have a uneventful boat ride home. You see the docks approaching. You see Grynsk kind of, looking ahead. You see Tally nearby as well. You see as she sees you guys approach, she seems like she's relieved to see that you are unharmed. And you see Grynsk go, it's like, well, you took your damn time. What are the results?
I slap him, not literally slap him, but I immediately stop him by throwing the knucklehead trout onto the shore.
You just throw it at, he's like, God damn, that's what I like to see. And he is very, very happy at a successful fishing trip, as you get the sense this is the first successful one in a while.
Probably. Payment?
Yeah, I'll getting your money, and he will pay you I think it was the seven
yeah,
copper
everyone.
pieces per piece.
Yeah.
But
per
shouldn't we
fish.
show all the
Yeah.
5 so that he's like, what the heck?
Yeah. We showed him all the 6, like because
Yeah,
we
all
caught
the
6
six,
of them.
yeah.
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 Yeah, well, you start pulling out the rest of the trout, and his
Yeah.
eyes go wide, and he's like, huh? And he's like, you know what? I'm not gonna ask questions. I'm gonna assume you guys are all warlocks, and you used magic to fish. Because that is some eldritch nonsense if I've ever seen some, but I'm not gonna question it. All right,
Yeah.
you're-
You have
you're
no
smart.
idea.
So
Alright.
it's 42 silver. 42 copper, which equals to 4.2 silver. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to convert that for ease sake, that's perfectly fine. You guys can do.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna force you guys to go to the bank and do currency
Exchange
tricks,
currency.
exchange currency.
We each take
you know,
one
as much
silver,
as much as I
and,
love some of the
yeah.
in between stuff, we
Yeah.
don't need to do.
We
that.
don't need that.
Right.
Everyone takes a silver.
Yeah,
Okay,
everyone takes a silver. Yeah.
1 silver.
There's
Alrighty.
0.2. There's 2 more
I-
copper pieces, I believe. 20 more.
You can keep. I think you should keep the 2 because you did
Alright.
catch one.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll
I
keep
do
it.
talk to Tally before I go to Tally, and I just kind of
Yeah.
whisper into their ear, and it's like, we saw the beast.
Oh, you saw the beast? Oh, tell me more.
Are you familiar with the story of druids awakening beasts to sentience?
Yes, I am aware. It's the awaken spell, correct?
Yes. The monster or the creature within the lake is one of those awakened. We've cut a deal with it. It is not hostile to the village any longer, and there's a coast by I point towards the direction of that coast, where you can meet it over there if you want to, and to further your research.
I get to meet this thing,
Yes.
and it seems friendly at this time.
Well, you can talk to it. Just mention that you were from the 4 of us, or well,
Oh,
I
yeah,
kinda look
yeah.
towards Ragnar and just say you're a friend of this guy. Just point
Yeah.
towards Ragnar.
Just
so that
said
way
the one that
context-
scared him sent you. That's all you need to say.
Yep.
The guy with the bandana sent me.
Yes.
Oh God, he's running away. But she smiles. She is super excited and stoked to discover this beast and see it. And she says,
if you want proof to show it, here's the tooth that he has lent to me.
Yes.
Oh, whoa, this is remarkable. Well, thank you so much. Yes, I owe you guys some gold. So just hold on. Sorry. I think she said she's gonna give you
Silver.
guys silver. Actually, yeah,
Yeah.
correct. You're not getting
Scroll?
gold quite yet. Don't
No,
worry,
no, no,
that'll
I
be
mean,
later.
Scroll. She mentioned some.
Oh yes,
spell
no.
scrolls
Plus the
before.
scrolls, yeah. So I will say she will actually hand out to each of you 4 silver pieces. So you can each add that as well. Each of us,
Ooh,
yep.
I made back my 5 silver. I don't. know
Let's
myself
go!
anymore.
And she actually hands 2 scrolls that you can
nice.
hand out. One of them is a scroll of animal friendship. So you
Okay.
can decide who wants to have that. Whoever
I'll
you
take
decide.
that because
you can take it.
I
Hand
can
it.
use it.
Yeah.
Hand it to the ranger.
And is a scroll of sleep. The sleep
Oh,
spell.
okay.
So you have.
Who wants to take it?
I don't need to take it.
All right, I'll take it.
All right.
Scroll
All right,
of
you've
sleep.
got your scrolls.
All right,
and,
and I will like stop her before she leaves, and just like, so, we honor our end of the deal. You gave us a reward, which is nice, but I think we also agreed upon. Some
Oh yes,
information.
yes. Do you mind if I just go and meet this creature? And honestly, I was gonna say this is kind of like a celebration. If this thing's not gonna attack the town, then I think everyone's gonna be happy. Why don't I? I'm gonna go meet this. I'm gonna go meet the creature, and then I'll come meet you at the buried treasures tavern.
Yes.
I think.
Yep.
Yes,
Yes.
I'll meet you afterwards, and we can share drinks. We can celebrate.
Okay.
Yay!
Yeah.
She kind of smiles, and she is like, she's kind of like, okay, I want this conversation to be over so I can go talk to the cool
Yeah,
wizard.
I know.
Go, 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 go,
Yeah,
go,
I
go,
just
go.
reminded her, yeah. But
And
yeah, I let her
she's-
go. Yeah.
There,
And she
there's one
starts-
thing I do want to do. Like, if the others
Oh,
are
yeah?
gonna head back tavern, I look towards the group and just say like, you guys can go ahead. I will keep an eye on her just in case.
Okay, okay.
Can't be
So
too
you kind of like, stealthily keep an eye on her.
Yeah,
for
but I don't
sure.
like do anything to interrupt them. I just want to actually just make sure that
Make sure
she
she's
gets
safe,
there
yeah.
safely, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because my impression of like, the world, the snow, the land that we're in, it's not exactly safe. So I imagine
Yeah.
there's also like, bandits
Other
or
danger,
something, other
probably, yeah.
creatures. So I do want to
Yeah.
keep an eye and then
I
the
will
other
say
two
for
can do what they
I will
want.
say the purposes of this, you do successfully keep an eye on her. She interacts with the creature. She's trying. You very no insight check required. She's trying not to fangirl or getting to interact with this thing, and just
Yes.
having like just the biggest like smile that she just cannot hide. And she's like taking little notes, and she actually draws like a little sketch of the creature and puts a big name long neck
neck.
next to it.
Long neck.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I see they're getting up, when I see them hitting it off, I just go back. That's when I just leave.
Yeah.
Go back to town.
Yeah. And shortly after she does return as well, she ends up at the buried treasures tavern, and you guys have a little bit of a celebration. She buys everybody a couple rounds of ale, and you get the sense that she's also told a couple people around the town that they don't have to worry about the lake monster anymore.
Okay.
And the word is starting to spread. You get the sense that your favor in Bremmen has drastically increased for certain.
Yay!
I mean, as well
Um,
as the fish. Like, imagine the legend of 6 Knucklehead
Yeah.
in one go.
Yeah, like they were like, God damn, these are the strongest fishermen I've ever seen.
Fishermen.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you see, everybody starts to head towards their bed and start to kind of get a night's rest.
All right.
Um,
Also do that.
oh, yes. You
I was
were
actually wondering
saying?
if we can chat a little bit as like a party.
Oh yes,
You know,
sorry. Of
like
course,
a
of course. If you
table.
guys want to chat during the celebration, absolutely. I didn't want to transition. If you guys want to do anything, I was thinking ahead.
I was just asking if it was possible. It's like,
Right.
good.
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys want to.
So I guess we're around the table. I guess I just kind of, I guess
Yeah.
to kind of just ease the conversation, I just kind of say, well, apologies, Brandon. You weren't able to show off your hunting prowess.
It happens at my age. Don't worry too much about it.
Alright. Um,
I
Well,
saw the
soon
way
enough.
that you swung that battle axe, though. Good form.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm more of a hunter than a fisherman.
And you see Chorus like handing out some more of her fish stew, and
Mhm.
you also get the sense that Cora doesn't know how to cook anything else.
Nah.
She's like she got one recipe in that recipe book, and that's
Mhm.
about it. So if you ask her for anything fancier than that, she's gonna have an awkward response.
All right.
Um,
So, Tali is here, right?
yes, Tali is there.
All right. I will go talk to her about things. You guys can tag along if you want.
Mhm.
Yeah,
sure,
I
why
don't
not?
have anything, so I'm just
Well,
Well,
she's
how's
she's.
about-
Are you gonna sit at one of the tables? She's at a table
Yeah.
right now, and she has what appears to be almost like she's kind of had like chocolate powder that
Mhm.
she's put into like some hot water. She's having like a hot
Ooh.
chocolate essentially,
Nice.
and she's just going through her notes. And she's like, and she's just got like, okay, so they can interact with this, and then they can swim 40 feet, and just, okay, and then she's like,
Yeah.
she's actually like now making like a full diagram of Long Nick. That's like a 2-page spread.
Yeah.
And then she noticed you approach,
yeah,
and so,
I-
oh, Regnar.
Yes. I waited until she finished, and I was just like, so, about the lore of the 10 towns. Anything
Oh.
you could share? Specifically,
well-
something related to magic and its legend.
Well, it depends on what you want to know. I mean,
Anything related to dragons would be nice.
oh, dragons. Well, and she thinks for a moment. Oh God, I gotta find the name of this fucking thing.
Yeah.
Quite,
Icing it was Icing Death, right?
No,
it
no,
was
no.
a
I will
long
figure it
time
out.
ago,
I will
yeah.
figure out. There's
You
actually a
can-
name for this
Oh,
thing.
okay.
I will find it.
Okay.
I will find the dragon.
quite a particular subject, Ragnar.
You know, spellcasters. We all love to learn a little bit more of the secrets.
I wonder, are you going to be slaying a dragon or becoming one?
Become.
Hmm,
I become dragon.
I
I
don't
become
think
dragon.
I don't think that's a possibility yet. But maybe in the
Oh.
future. Who knows? Magic is wild and unpredictable. Maybe there is something that could turn us all into dragons. Perhaps.
Well, if you do manage to turn into a dragon, Ragnar, then let me be able to commemorate a dance of your transformation to spread around to the history of IceWind Dale.
Sure thing.
She actually does mention. Well, there is an ancient white dragon named Averteros, who roams Icewind Dale. I would recommend if you see them though, you don't go near. This thing is huge and would probably gobble you up really quickly.
Yeah.
No
I would
offense.
assume so. Just wondering, where is its lair? Because you said wandering. Dragons don't normally
She
wander
kind of
around.
thinks for a moment, and she kind of like she kind of thinks for a moment, and she says, "Well, I know that it tends to linger around the sea of moving ice, and if you check your map, you know way in the north." It's just this massive, like basically it's a sea
Yeah,
full
a
of
sea full of
icebergs and
ice.
flowing, and you get the sense that she mentions that this dragon probably kind of like patrols the edge of that,
Oh, okay. Interesting.
and says like, well, I mean, if you're ever in the area, keep your head to the sky, and you might end up seeing it.
Interesting. So, I've heard of legends about the legendary drow. I
Oh
assume
yeah,
everyone
yeah,
heard of
yeah.
it.
Drizzt and all that.
Drizzt,
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Just want to know.
Mm.
So, legend has it he was defending the IceWind Dale from the white dragon icing death, and that's where he gets its famed scimitar.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't know where that location might be, right?
She kind of thinks for a moment. It's like, well, and it's interesting. She kind of gets quiet because of you talking about a magical weapon or some like a tool, and she kind of like goes back to her hot chocolate and goes, I don't know. Maybe somebody in Bryn Shinder might know something more about it. Anyway, I would say if you want to make an insight check, Regnar, because you can very obviously feel like there was a tone shift when you started talking.
I'm doing it. Insight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
11.
use my heroic inspiration if I could.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
your human feel.
Yeah, I'm a
okay,
human.
absolutely.
How does that work though? Do I roll another?
You
die
get to
and add
re-roll
it?
the 11.
Okay.
You get to re-roll the
reroll?
11.
Okay, got it.
Yep.
Come on.
10.
Yeah, I'm gonna use lucky.
You're gonna use luck.
Yeah, I'm gonna
All
force
the
it.
re-rolls, let's go.
I'm gonna force it. Come on, please be good.
It's just not meant to be.
It's not meant to be. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do
Yes.
you allow giving someone else your inspiration?
I'm gonna say no, just because I want the inspiration to be something that you've earned specifically.
Yes.
Just as I like to hand out inspiration. I know there's a lot of humans, so you're going to be having inspiration a lot.
Yeah.
But I like the
Yeah.
idea of like the inspiration that's getting handed out, you've earned.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's
It's not
personally
meant to
how I
be.
play it.
Yeah.
All right.
But I will say this, Regnar, you're really trying to analyze, you using all your resources trying to analyze why there was a tone shift. It's just a little hard to read, Also, honestly, you've only just met this person, right?
Yeah.
You've only had a little bit of interactions with her. Oh, yes.
Can I also just insight, but I won't do anything regardless of success or failure.
Yeah.
You know what? I will allow it. I will allow it.
Please.
Oh, I can't even read.
Yeah,
I
it's
can't
not meant
read
to be.
either.
It's not meant to be.
It's,
The
she's hard to
numbers are
read.
all the same. You would.
You know what?
tell.
Honestly, maybe she. I will say honestly, that this is not a deeper reading, but you also get the sense that she's more of a nature nerd. She loves
Rather than,
animals. She
a
loves.
geographical history nerd.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, so it's almost like it could be just like knowledge. Like she just doesn't have like a good answer for Regnar. But you can't really read any more deeper into that. But Tally's gonna say, well, it's been a long day, and if I do remember anything, I'll let you know first, Regnar, for sure.
Thank you. It certainly is.
Alright.
And have a good evening. I
You
guess
too.
we all need some rest right now. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
I agree.
We will just rest.
Ain't as young as I used to be.
Yeah.
And as you
yes.
begin to
Oh, by the way, I'm an
rest-
elf, so I just trance.
Nice.
Oh, you trance. Well, you're gonna be the first. You're gonna be the. You're gonna be the first to hear this.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the things that you do know is, and this is common knowledge for you,
It should be
Brie, and honestly also Brandon as well, is that a lot of the 10 towns have to make sacrifices to the Frost Maiden, whether that be food or warmth, or sometimes in certain towns even people.
I have had to sacrifice my bison
You have had to
To
sacrifice your bison.
to that little turd.
Yeah, it's a huge annoyance for you, Brandon, because that stuff affects the ranch. It's not great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know that this is a new moon, so Corra, as the night begins to end, turns off all of the candles, all the sources of warmth, off, along with the rest of the town. And because you're in your trance later that night, you do see or hear what the sound is like a commotion, maybe like a couple streets down. Like there seems to be shouting. What do you do?
I break my trance. So that's a full rest, right? So I get my spells and everything back.
I'll allow
Well,
it. Yes.
Nice.
All right. But wait. Actually, wait. No, I don't think I have to rest for the full 8 hours. Actually, even if I wake up like in between the thing. So I think. That's all good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah. So I'll take it back. It's all good.
okay.
I guess. Do I wake up my party for all of this?
It's up to
We're
you.
all in separate rooms, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, you know what? I'll just when it's a commotion, like is it like are you talking like screaming, shouting? Is it like some
You know
sort of,
what? I'm gonna say
like,
make a perception check if you want to kind of get more details
yeah,
than that.
Yeah.
Nice. 19.
19. All right. Well, you are quite trained in hearing at this particular hour. You hear what's the sound of like two kind of older kind of humans, what appears to be shouting at a older well, you hear shouting and it's from two middle-aged men. It's what you kind of get the sense
They're
from.
kind of like an arguing in the middle of the night in the streets.
You're also hearing what's the sound of kicking and the sound of what appears to be a frailer voice, kind of like shouting to stop.
Oh, wait, if I wake up everyone, that might take a lot. That would take some time, right? Or
That's up to you. Honestly, I would say if you're quick about it, you could probably get everybody to come and see
all right,
what's
I
going
just
on.
kind of I think we can yeah, I'll just knock on the nearest door and I just say like, "Hey, there's some noise outside. I want to check it out." I just kind of do that to everyone's doors and then I will immediately go check it out.
All right, well,
Now it's up to each person if they want to come along with me.
You know what?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
so- What's going
roll. I'm gonna roll a 1d2. One, I wake up
Mhm.
and follow. Two, I didn't even hear the noise.
Okay.
I sleep. Yep. Sorry.
You are sleeping through this. Okay.
Yeah,
so
I'm like a
I'm
baby.
assuming Eden, are you coming over as well?
I think Eden at this point would have taken off her armor, but she would still go along.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you
Same
follow
with
around as
Brandon.
well.
Mm.
And with Bree leading the charge, Bree, you turn the corner and you see two kind of like thuggish-looking individuals appear to be kicking Rima, who's kind of like in a fetal position on the ground.
Rima. Oh, wait, they're kicking the old lady.
They're kicking Grandma? Okay, no.
Yeah,
That
no, this
is
is personal
bad,
now. I'm
yeah.
I'm
cracking my.
charging. I'm charging. I got my axe. I'm charging them.
Whoops.
They
You know-
immediately see you and go, whoa, what's going on? Oh, this
Yeah,
is,
you
this
show
is,
me.
She was trying to light a fire right now. All right, do you know what that would cause us to the town? We can't light fires during the new moon. You know what the frost mating would bring on us. And you see Rima's just crying at this point, and she's like, "I'm sorry. I just my shelter. Somebody destroyed it, and I didn't have any place. No one was letting me in anywhere. I was so cold. I was
You can
so
rest in here. With me. You can rest in here. I'll pay for you for the night.
And you see the two thugs kind of go, all right, well, if we catch her, we're telling the speaker, and he might not be so nice. Kind of like tries to stare you. Yeah.
I look.
Are you
at
gonna
them
try
and
to
say,
stare? You stare back.
I'm not going to stare them down. They're beneath me. I'm not going to stare them down.
Yeah. The old Rima is kind of walking over. You do get. I will say this, Eden. You do clock that she might have a broken rib from the kicking.
No.
Ah.
I'm gonna. Fuck that. I'm gonna immediately put lay on hands on her.
Ooh, nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. And she immediately heals up. Oh, thank you, sweetie. You're so very kind. I'm sorry. It was just
Please don't be sorry. It's. While I don't understand your customs here, that still is not right. They're lucky they didn't get.
Brandon, as a native, he's going to look to Eden and say, it was 2 years ago the cold came, right, DM?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Okay, so Brandon's going to say, 2 years ago, an endless night descended upon 10 towns. what happened was that emissaries of Oro, the Frost Maiden, the Dark Goddess, who caused this thing, said every month, every new moon, we must sacrifice something. What that something is depends on the town. But if we don't sacrifice it, her wrath descends upon the town, and it gets bad. It's far worse than the sacrifice itself. In this town, they sacrifice light and heat. And that means no candles, no magic, nothing.
Yeah, I just say it's less of a custom, but more of a necessity.
It's blackmail is what it is.
It is.
And I'm going to find out how to stop it.
And
I look
you see,
And if that means I kill a
Brandon
god,
having
then so be it.
yeah. And you
Way to
kind
end
of
my
like,
life.
and Rima does go, oh well, you seem quite fired up. And she kind of laughs. This is probably the first like little like sigh of relief that she's had since the little bit of the beatdown. But she kind
Not
of
spend my life on my taking care of my family's farm just for some uppity frost maiden to come and take it away from me.
No.
she kind of nods in agreement and goes, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate all the help that
We
you've
should
done.
talk inside.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Sweetie,
stick her
do you mind
inside.
if you mind if I hold on to your arm?
Oh.
Oh.
Aww.
I am gonna
And-
find those two.
Gonna
And if
make
I
it
was a
out of
different,
them.
if I was a different type of character, oh boy, oh boy. Actually, maybe I am that type of character.
Yeah,
I'm
you don't
looking.
know. A new
And
side
she
of
oh, you're making a note of those two?
Of those two,
No,
No, me
because
too.
my
Me too.
my flaw is I nurse grudges and resentment to those who wronged me, but attacking this nice old lady is enough. And also my ideal is if I dishonor myself, I dishonor my family. So
No.
honor demands that I exact some kind of restitution. So I am going to hold that grudge.
I'm with you. I'm with Brandon on this one. I don't care what happens. These two are going down.
So you return to the buried treasures inn. Corra does wake up, and you see Corra does have a small conversation where you get the sense where like Rima didn't want to impose, and Corra obviously probably would have given her a place to stay if she had
Oh my
known.
gosh.
But she does let them in, and you guys do get a nice rest. I will say this, Regnar,
Yeah.
in your slumber, at one point during the night, you kind of like got up, you heard a little bit of the commotion, but you went back to bed.
Yep.
And all you saw for just the briefest moment before lethargy and fatigue took you over was that figure with the cold blue eyes walking around in the darkness.
Mhm.
Oh, the man who
And
wasn't wearing winter
The
clothing?
man we
The man who wasn't wearing
Oh,
winter
okay.
clothing. And
I think we have our lead, boys.
you fall asleep,
Mhm.
and you have a nice like waking up in the morning, and as you kind of like go to start to have breakfast, you see Tally is talking with Corra and stuff like that, and she says, I heard a little bit of what happened last night, and thank you for doing that.
No problem. I look towards Brandon. I think I think Brandon can notice as well that Brie has a bit of anger towards the two.
Okay.
Like,
Mhm.
Yeah, Brandon
Brie-
just nods quietly.
I do ask though towards
Top of the morning. What I
Hi.
miss.
Mhm.
Nice. Oh, we had two people beat up a very nice old lady outside the tavern.
Mhm.
Regnar narrows his eyes. Oh, really? Tell me where I can find them.
Mhm.
Well, you see, Well, way ahead of you. Well, before we can handle that, actually, I do ask Rima. You said your
Rima's not
shelter-
there at the moment.
Oh, sorry.
really?
I'll ask
Okay.
Corra then. I'll ask Corra then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's Rima?
Oh, well, Rima said that she wanted to go and check her shelter, that was destroyed, and see if there's anything she could salvage. I think Ezrin said that he was going to go and check up on her. She
Oh,
left
well-
early in the morning. She's an early riser, after all.
Second question then. What happened to her shelter?
You don't know. All you heard is that
was
there might what you get the
That's
sense.
that's what I'm asking Corra.
Okay.
Like,
Oh,
'cause we don't know
Cora.
either- Yeah, I'm asking Corra like what happened to Rima's shelter.
Yeah, did
Uh,
Rimmer
Cor-
share the reason with her? Probably.
Cora does say that. Well, it's unfortunate, but around the new moon, people get desperate, and they might have actually broke her shelter simply just for resources. I know some people like to break down wood and make campfires during the morning of the new moon so that they can get as warm as they can before the night comes. There's some kind of mean fellows here. Not everyone's bad, obviously. The town speaker does his best, but he's getting old, you know. His mind isn't what it used to be. So some interactions like this, they get unnoticed, and it's unfortunate.
Is the town speaker a man who randomly walks into people's houses?
Yes, that would be him.
What's his name?
His name is Dorblegruff.
Dorble.
Dorblegruff Shale
Gruff.
Sparrow, which is quite the name. So I'm just gonna put that in chat.
Ooh, yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
And
Oh my gosh.
That's
yeah.
not how I thought it was
but most
spelled
people
at all.
just call him Dorb. So I just want to call him
Dorb.
Dorb.
Dweeb.
No one
Yeah.
has no respect, Dorb.
Yeah, that is so hard to gain respect.
So he is the town speaker, old,
Yeah.
and
he walks into
walks
people's
into-
house without asking.
Mhm.
Fuck. And why can
Yeah.
he do that? Like, I will just. Ask.
Oh, why he's allowed to walk
yeah,
into
why
people's
is he
houses?
allowed to do that?
So he most of the town realizes that he's very senile, and they just kind of like, oh, it's okay, Dorb, just you try the next house, you know.
Yeah.
They more tolerate him because he has actually led the town relatively successfully. I will say this, but Corra does mention that Grynsk has definitely been trying to get favor with the townsfolk to limited success because of
Ain't no
eventually eventually they're gonna need a new town speaker because
Yeah.
his days are
He
numbered.
wants to be that. I
Yes.
can see.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so that's definitely an
I
aspect.
respect
of,
his effort, but I don't think he will succeed.
mhm.
Hey, listen,
Yeah.
that guy has 6 trouts right now.
Yeah.
Maybe we have to,
He'll
maybe
just
we
send
have
one
to more than we
trout
thought.
to
That
every
really
house.
helped. That helped boost the economy. Those 6
Yeah.
trouts you got.
Yeah. I do want to ask Cora. I guess it's another question. Sorry. It's just, right. So, who do you want to be the next speaker then? Once Dorbal Gruff has had this last day as speaker.
Me? Well, honestly, I don't really follow politics or anything like that. I don't think Grynsk would necessarily be bad at the job. He wouldn't be my first choice.
How about you? What do
Oh,
you
me?
think?
Oh, as much as I appreciate the flattery, and she gets really like, self-conscious, but I can barely run this in as is, It's maybe if my son were, you know what? Maybe if my son was still around,
Then where is
maybe
your
he would
son?
have been a good candidate.
I thought
what happened to
you
your
run
son?
this in all by yourself. So where is your son?
My,
Did I? I'm sorry.
it's
I
okay.
Trigger something.
He's not past or anything. At least, oh God, I hope not. We had a fight. There was he came home with this like weird piece of like black crystal.
Wait, black
Um,
crystal, you say? You guys all know the like demeanor shifted immediately, from like casually bantering or talking to dead eye serious and looks down and just looks so stern and just like, can you describe the crystal for me?
I mean, I still have it. It's only like a sliver, but it's just I don't want anything to do with it. When he came back with that, his demeanor changed. He was like a completely different person, and like two. And then one night, two tiefling fellows. I couldn't get a good look at them. They just kind of came, and he said he was going with them, and I tried to stop him and tried to get more answers out of him, but he wouldn't listen. He just sort of left.
I would suggest you, this is not a demand or anything, but the crystal is extremely unsafe to everyone around it.
All right,
If you wouldn't mind,
I can.
you could hand it to me.
I kind of look towards Regnar and just like, what's a crystal?
It is something dangerous. That's all I know for now.
She does go into the back, and it's kind of like wrapped up in cloth, and she shows it to you. I will say everybody in the party can either make Arcana or History checks.
Do I need to?
I would say
Yeah.
you don't. You very much know what this is.
I would know, yes. So.
That's
Can
a
I-
3.
Can I ring my bell?
You know what they say?
Yeah,
First thing
sure.
that goes
Yeah,
memory.
Ydin,
You ring your bell, and it makes a very specific chime that you were told it would make.
Ah,
It is very much indeed Chardalon.
yeah.
But it's a very small, like, sliver of it.
Shard of what?
You wouldn't know. You know nothing. You know nothing, Jon Snow. No.
Sorry, no, all I heard was a Shardalon. I'm like, wait, a Shardalon's back?
No.
I'm like,
Oh,
wait,
God,
no
I didn't
way.
say that.
No. That's far off. But
There's already enough dragons
Yeah.
in this campaign.
yeah.
I already saved your children. Why are you back?
Yes.
And she's just gonna hand it to you. She wants nothing to do with this thing.
I'll carefully like take the wrap and immediately stash it to the backpack.
All right, you can add one sliver of Chardalon.
Yeah.
I look towards Ragnar. I'm just like, well, you said it's unsafe. Are you sure you want to keep it with you?
Well, for someone who has been exposed to its power, I think I'm relatively okay around it.
Fair enough. Well, not sure if you had any plans today, but I do want to check on Rima's shelter.
Let's check on Rima, and let's
Yeah.
find those two.
Yeah, the whole group's in agreement.
The whole group's in agreement. So,
Wait,
what-
You?
Oh, yeah?
Go for it.
Eden's gonna stay back for another. I mean, under the pretense of another bowl of stew, but really she's
Okay.
gonna ask Corra. So where did your son find that?
he went out and he was traveling to Brynshilder to visit his friends, and there was an accident. He got lost in the blizzard. He found it deep underneath the ice. He was like cradling it when they found him. I thought I was going to lose him when it happened, but
Oh, friends in Brynshilder. Okay.
Brain
it
shatter.
it sounded like it kept him alive almost. I don't know. It scares me though, because he was just the nicest little boy, and then he just became just so mean-spirited and angry all the time at every little thing. So, I don't know. If you do find him, send him home, please.
Of course. Mind describing him for me?
Oh, yes, of course. He has short brown hair, and he has the cutest little birthmark just underneath his ear. It's in the shape of a heart. He doesn't like me bringing it up. It's not cool. But he
And
smiles.
his name?
Oh. And his name.
And his name?
Damn it!
I have no.
It's John Cena.
Hold on. Who? Oh, Huar. That's his name.
Huar. Huar?
I'll put it in
H-U-A-R?
there. There we go.
Oh,
Huar.
Huar. I heard Huard. I was like.
War
okay.
war.
Huar.
Okay.
Huar.
And whose son is he again? It's,
Korra.
Corra.
Corra's son.
The innkeeper.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright.
And as you're kind of like describing that to Ydin, the rest of you kind of go and check the shelter, and Tally also left as well, and to kind of wandering around, and immediately you see in the distance around the street there's some kind of couple people that are kind of like walking over like in a bit of a huddle. The two things that pop up to you, I think it would be Brie, Regnar, and Brandon, is you see Ezrin. He's there because he left early as well to kind of like do his own thing, and he has a very, very solemn face. And Tally it just like pushes by everybody and doesn't interact with any of you, and she has tears going down her face.
Oh, no.
What happened?
You turn around the corner and you see several individuals huddled around what appears to be the lifeless body of Rima. And what appears to be a icy, like a dagger that's made out of pure ice in her heart. And the rest of the town are all kind of huddled, like confused, angry. Some are indifferent, and it's a bit of a sad sight to see. And you see Ezrin walks over and says, "I'm sorry. I just learned about this this morning."
Oh.
Is this sorry? This is before I like have like a gut reaction, right? Is this a death that do the people of the 10 towns find familiar?
Yeah, is it?
Is this a manner of death that we know
Yeah.
about?
Did they did the
No,
crowd chatter about
No,
it?
this death in particular does not sound like something that would happen. Oh God. God damn it, Falcon. I saw what you did on the page. Oh, never mind.
No way.
No, dude, not cool.
Not cool. Not cool. I'm supposed to be the evil one here.
Sorry, my DMing instincts took over.
So she has something stabbed into her heart.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's a black.
she has,
It's a dagger of ice. Is the
it's a
da- is it
dagger.
just like
like it's made out of
Is
it's
it
made out of
ice?
Yeah, it's purely made out of ice.
it's
And,
regular ice, not like something messed up like black ice or something like that.
No, it is pure
Okay.
bluish ice.
Is it
Alright.
obviously magical, or did they just
It
carve
does-
this thing out of an icicle?
Honestly, it does seem magical. Like no checking
okay.
required.
You know what? I'm gonna use detect magic to try to sense it. Yeah, to try to make sure if it's magical by nature. So yeah.
At this point, GM, while he's doing that, I am
Yep.
actually gonna just look towards the crowd, and I am gonna try to make sure they give some space. Like I know I
Okay.
don't have any actual authority, but I do feel like Bree's more manner, the way that she carries
Just
herself
to
would
make sure
lend
the
to-
crime scene is
Yeah,
you know,
it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
contained.
no interference. So is that
Yeah.
gonna be? Is that fine? Like any skill check? or
Yeah,
anything?
that's perfectly fine. Like honestly, they know that you helped like stop this, so they're like a lot of the town, other than those two assholes last night, they respect you. Speaking of which, those two assholes are kind of like on the edge of the crowd, and one of the kind of like guards is talking with them, and you kind of hear, "Look, man, we didn't fucking do anything. All right, this is not our fault." It's like,
Can I
yeah, you-
insight that?
Ooh, okay.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 10.
10. Honestly, that's good enough. You get the sense, even by looking at them, that they are just surprised as everybody else. You like you've been here before. Like this is not a appropriate response for lighting a candle during the new moon. So it's one of those things where it's like it probably wasn't them. It could have
Like
been.
they would do bad things, but they wouldn't go this far.
They wouldn't kill an old granny. Like, you know, they would
Yeah.
they would kick a granny apparently, but they wouldn't kill them. But they give you some space enough to kind of like assess the crime scene,
Alright.
Bree, and
Can I make
You
a
do
perception check to see?
Yeah,
Well,
can
I know
we-
that
Oh, yes.
probably.
Do something
Like-
to check. Yeah.
yeah,
Just
I
to
would
make
say
sure that-
investigation or perception checks.
Investigation.
Perception, just to make sure that, like, if there's any clue through like the
Yeah.
trampling crowds. I'm pretty sure they trampled everything, but just to make sure there's something they haven't
Yeah.
trampled.
Ooh,
Natural-
Ragnar.
Like fucking angered, just pushes me off the edge. Yep, with 0 bonus, mind you. So yeah, that's pure hatred. Yep.
Oh god, I'm tempted to give you more information for that natural 20.
Please do. I'm just surveilling.
You know what? I'm gonna do it.
Thank
You're gonna get a lot of information. I also like the idea you're fueled by rage. So, you kind of start, you know, investigating the scene. Bree gives you some space, and Ragnar, you notice that there are some old tracks, not the ones that are made by the townsfolk or by Rima, and you notice that those tracks lead outside of town eastward,
Okay.
and then they kind of disappear. The other thing you notice is that these tracks are not heavy snow boots. They are
Okay.
almost like regular shoes almost.
So someone.
And in that
who's-
moment of analyzing, you think about that figure you vaguely remember seeing late last night, who is known to not wear clothes. Oh, sorry, winter clothes.
Yeah. Now we're close. Nudity.
So yeah, he just
Okay.
walks around naked all the time.
No, sorry, burst into laughter. But anyway,
Yeah.
I will look at the crowd. I could like deduce at this time, none of the townsfolk are related to this, so I will just message the others. Oh, actually,
Yeah.
message Ydin actually, and just like, so the others are busy taking care of the situation. I found this track leading right outside to the town, so maybe just quietly gather the folks because we have ourselves a mark to hunt.
And as you say that,
I messaged that to you.
you message that. Ezrin does walk over, and just because I kind of want one, if you're okay with this, guys, I just want to have
Yeah.
one like final scene for the session, just to kind of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
tempo.
Nice.
Ezra's gonna say we should take care of the body and give it a proper burial. And you bring the body to what is a nice hilltop with a singular old tree that, despite its age, still has stood the test of time. And you see Tally has returned, and she is obviously, you know, sad of the whole situation that happened. And after burying and giving a proper burial to Rima, you see Tally say, You know,
Just an added detail.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh,
Can you do,
yes.
Like a
Okay.
dance for the departed.
"Oh, I love that. That's beautiful." So
Yes.
as you're properly laying the body to rest, Bree, you perform this beautifully sad dance And almost like the snow, as it begins to snow, it kind of like forms around you and kind of almost like the snow is dancing with you as you perform.
Well, I can technically do that with Druidcraft and Minor Illusion.
Yeah, but that's part. It's almost like you don't even need to do the minor
Anything,
illusion.
it just happens. Yeah, no, I just like
Yeah.
I have these things just to add pizzazz to
Hmm.
my dances. But yeah, no, yeah, that's it.
And as you finish this, it's like you see Tally say, "You know, I feel like I've been avoiding things, and there's other things I wanted to do and maybe wanted to say. But why does this have to be the norm? It shouldn't. It's not fair. Why? It's clearly the Frost Maiden's doing."
Right, Brandon, he's going to say, "This ends when the Frost Maiden is dead, or when I am."
She kind of nods. "Well, I'm not gonna wait on the sidelines waiting for some miracle to happen. I gotta try to do something. I'm not strong like you guys, but I'm book smart, and maybe if we work together, we could find something that everyone else has overlooked."
Yeah, we're gonna need your knowledge for this.
She kind of smiles. "So, will you help us find a way to stop this?"
Brandon is gonna pick up a rock, just some rock, and then he's just gonna look at it. As he's looking at it, he just slowly squeezes and just starts cracking this rock open. It says,
Well, yeah.
"Yes."
And you have your hunter's resolve, Brandon. Bree, how do you respond to Tally's declaration?
Despite Bree's call to be good and call to save people, to the scale of like protecting the 10 towns and slaying
A literal
the Frost
god,
Maiden,
yes.
a literal god. It's something that's alien to Bree because I think Bree is just so caught up with her own. Where okay, the thing is, because of Bree's lifespan, she understands how bad the Frost Maiden is. But to her, the worst thing of these lands are not the Frost Maidens, but the people that inhabit it, or the evil that lies within the people here. It's not the Frost Maiden. So she
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily align perfectly with like taking
Yeah,
them
the
down.
doings are for the people, not directly
Yeah,
from.
The
but-
Frost Maiden is not the only problem in
Yeah,
IceWind Dale.
and that's what's Bree's kind of like main thing. It's
Yeah.
not the Frost Maiden. It's certain groups or people in these lands that but she does not really like say that. She's just more of like she nods and she says that she just then makes a very neutral kind of like stance and just says that, well, there's nothing wrong with trying to get rid of evil around these lands, is there?
No, there isn't. Ydin, how do you respond to this?
Eden looks at the grave and says, "I think that a life that has given beauty has been snuffed out. It is such a shame that throughout this world there are people and beings who live and roam free, while so many beautiful lives like this are cut short."
And she nods, really appreciating the kind words you have to say about everything. And then, Regnar, do you say anything to this declaration?
Regnar.
It's up to you. You could stay
Regnar
quiet
will
or
be
whatever you
really
prefer.
silent for a moment, and he will just say at the end, "Evil is from the evildoers. What we can do is avenge them."
I think I could go for a little bit of avenging right now.
Yes. And right now
And-
is our perfect opportunity because I just found the tracks. So let's say, how about we hunt down some evildoers?
Show
Tally
me
nods.
where the tracks are.
All right.
And as you make your way down, the 5 of you begin your trek, your hunt for the cold-hearted killer of Bremmen. And that might lead you eastwards to the other 10 towns and beyond. And that is where we're going to end today's session.
Damn it! I wanted
Beautiful.
3 more hours. I want to kill that bastard.
Well, hopefully I did okay. This was my first
Amazing.
session I ran in a
Always.
while.
That was
Amazing as always.
wonderful.
Yeah. I was like, when I saw you guys getting attached to the grandma, I was like, oh no, I'm gonna feel like such an
I
asshole.
knew that was a flaw.
You know,
That's
it's
my
so
weakness.
visceral. It's kind of weird to me. Like some people can describe to be the most like gory things of like someone getting beaten up, and I would be like, oh, that's fine if it's like a guy, right?
Yeah.
And here, old
A
lady
grandma?
gets kicked, and I'm just like, hey, no,
No.
not
No.
right, not right. And
Yeah. I had to give you guys a good motivator to go on this quest,
Well,
and I was like, I think that
kind
seems
of
like a good
saw that
motivator.
coming, but I kind of fall for it. But
Oh, honestly, that nat 20 Ragnar is huge because you
Yeah.
would not have had remotely as much information as to who would have killed this guy if you not rolled a nat
Yeah.
20. But I was like, I gotta respect the nat 20. That's
yes, the
you
anger
get- you
fuel
get,
is potent.
you get some game-breaking details.
Yes.
So,
Nice.
my question would be,
Mhm.
what are we going to do next week? Because I remember there was some talk about alternating between me and you.
So realistically,
Mhm.
because I have an on and off schedule with the
Yeah.
weekends, next week I'm going to
Yeah.
be busy anyway. So
Okay.
Falcon, you'll be running your game,
Mhm.
or whatever whichever
game.
one you want to run.
Yeah.
And then in 2 weeks' time from today, we will reconvene and we will
Alright.
begin the hunt for
that's
the
gonna be
cold-hunted
interesting.
killer.
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting one. I don't know because running the Pokemon game, that's what I would normally run.
Mm.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So quick question, right? So does
Oh,
it mean
yes.
like next week is that gonna be like? Because Boston, is it guaranteed like every like other week?
So
we-
I'm gonna do my best to make sure that I can come here bi-weekly. And realistically, I have self-scheduling, so I can make that happen. And honestly, I really like this session a lot. This was a lot of fun, and I think this group dynamic is fantastic. So I'm gonna really, really try my best to make sure that I can keep to this bi-weekly schedule.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff going on in my apartment right now. There's a little bit of
Yes.
displacement issues that I don't need to go into. But I'm gonna do my damnedest. I will say there might be one session though where I might have a shitty mic because I'm gonna be using a laptop and some headphones.
Which is fine.
I just meant to ask like for Kingmaker, you know.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
I want to return to Kingmaker, obviously, but part of me is also kind of like I wanted to give Falcon, a time to be a player, and
Yeah.
I
And our new
honestly
player,
I don't.
yeah.
I'm not expecting this campaign to run for like a million sessions or anything like that, by no means. And if I find that we need to like accelerate the plot a bit, I might push certain plot points a little bit sooner.
Okay.
But what's nice is that the adventure is very modular and very like adapt. Like I could tweak and
Yeah.
different thing. I can really tweak things. What's I guess is just as we're wrapping up, the idea of like chapter 1 is that you're exploring the 10 towns, right? You've got you're learning more about the frostbating, you're learning more about the people, discovering secrets and stuff like
Yes.
that. And then eventually you will be going into more farther reaches of IceWind Dale, maybe even to like, the fringe of where the Sea of Moving Ice is. And that's like
Ooh,
chapter
nice.
2. And so chapter 1 and chapter 2 are very much like a sandbox. You get to kind of like, explore places you want to go and just, kind of go and do whatever you guys want or what you guys are interested in. Chapter 3 is where the main like
Plot.
crazy events
Yeah.
start to happen.
Right.
And obviously, I'm not saying like, oh, nothing crazy is going to happen in chapter 1 or chapter 2. I've already got evil DM plans
Oh no.
of what's going to happen in
Oh,
chapter
my.
1 and chapter 2.
Yeah.
There goes my
Um,
family.
But the sandbox nature is probably going to be a little less prevalent in chapters like 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And so yeah, and I'm depending on how many quests you do. Like I'm debating on just like pulling the cord, and after next session, you guys get to level 3. I might just
Ooh,
get you guys to level 3 quick.
Sweet.
Okay.
We'll see.
So-
We'll see.
We'll see. Depending on the question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. So. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, this does leave the question of like next week. Depending on what happens, we might do the Pokemon game again. Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I had some ideas because unlike 5th edition, the Pokemon game is it is very bookkeeping intensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think that would be good for Cherry. I'm mispronouncing that name.
Oh, Cherry's played it before. I played it. I DM'd it.
Oh,
for
yeah?
him.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We can.
You know what? You are welcome to join our Pokemon
well-
campaign
well-
if you want to.
Welcome aboard then. I
Actually, I was
suppose.
thinking like, wait, so Cherry only technically joined the IceWind Dale. Like, how's it gonna work? Like, I was
Yeah,
about to
if we're
ask-
pushing it too far, you can definitely say no. But
I am honored to be
yeah.
invited. So
that would
thank
be
you.
awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
But,
you know what?
I'd love to
Give
play
me-
with you all.
Yeah, give me
You'd
a
have
few
me.
minutes. I will send you the invites and then
Nice.
as well as instructions on how to make your Pokemon.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
I'll assist as
We-
well, like in the week if you need help, Cherry. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
So-
Because I
Yeah.
was gonna say like I felt like I was pushing it. If I was like, yo, can you bring Cherry along too for the Pokemon game?
No worries. No worries.
Yeah.
Oh, come
I mean,
on.
Well,
We
this-
need a
this
third
was- this-
player.
yeah.
You know it.
We
Yeah.
do need a third player. We do need a third
We
player.
do.
Yeah.
I'm just excited because it's like there's a lot of new ideas that I want to try, and I feel
Yeah.
like super inspired. And Cherry, you did like fantastic this first session.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
really
you
really
guys
fun.
did fantastic. I felt so
Yeah.
intimidated actually at the start, but then like in a good way when you all were
Yeah.
like really hamming up the roleplay. And I'm like, oh my god, it's been a while.
Well,
People.
I've
My
also
people.
I've known Justin since like 2016, so we've
Yeah.
we've done this for a
Gone
while.
way back. So
You when I DM, I ham it up just completely.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
You mowed him into shape. Yes.
Yeah,
You did actually,
but,
technically, like after
Yeah.
like, cause fucking, you're my first like my first GM, right?
Yeah.
So when I went
Right.
to other people, I was like, so we are peeing, right, guys? Right? Emotional stakes, right, guys? And then
Hello.
yeah.
But we're here to fight monsters.
You put
Yeah.
the high standard for my like GMs,
Yeah.
Falcon. Like
Yeah.
you have that honor.
Yeah.
You're that bar
Thank you.
in my first couple
Yeah.
years of GMing.
Thank you.
And I will also say really quickly, I usually will try and keep the session around 3 to 4 hours because obviously as much as I would have loved to just keep going,
Yeah.
I know that realistically, like long sessions can be draining. So as long as
Right.
everybody's okay with that, like 3 to 4 hour
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of window for a session, I've gotten pretty good at like wrapping things up at around the 3 hour to 4 hour mark.
Yeah,
anyway.
that's a good spot.
Yeah. That's.
Yeah,
good
it's a
spot.
good
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah,
Actually,
just because like
I have
I
a
like that
question
because I
for
feel
you.
like it's yes.
No, I did just from your perspective, right? How did it feel to GM for us, right? Because like
Oh.
you've been playing with us, and then like
It was great. It was great. I like the creative ideas you come up with, and honestly I'm pretty invested in these characters.
Yeah.
I really I like Ragnar's and like more like gray, like intimidating personality. I like Ydin's like lovable charm and like goodness. I like I like Brie's like weathered like personality from like just the weight of time. And I love Ragnar's old man perspective. It's great.
Brandon.
Brandon's old man's perspective.
Brandon.
Not gonna lie, I fully respect the. I'm gonna die soon, so I'm gonna slay a god.
Yeah.
God damn.
That is great. I'm gonna
That is
point to
dope.
this point to
Yeah.
the sign.
That's
Yeah.
so metal. That's actually so metal. It's like there's nothing to lose because I'm already this old. What can you take from me?
Well,
Yeah.
basically, like he was like 75, 76-ish when the darkness first came around. He was like, "Yep, I'm getting old. I'm gonna just get ready to sit back and to hand everything over to my kids before I die." And then everything happened. I'm like, "No, I'm not handing this over to my kids. I'm handling this myself."
Yeah.
I respect that. Damn,
Yeah.
I wish I had the parent.
I like the
I wish
idea
everyone had the
that,
parent like Brendan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea that
Yeah.
Bran like he goes to reach for the Infinity Gauntlet. I guess I'll do this myself.
Yes.
Nice.
But yeah, we will reconvene in 2 weeks, and obviously, if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to you can message me or put on the Ask the DM chart and stuff like that. And
Right.
if you guys have any more like backstory questions you want to kind of like hash out, I'll try my best to answer them. If I don't reply right away, it's probably because I have got a
life.
lot going on in the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
But I'll do my best to
Yeah.
to answer your questions as quickly as I can.
Oh, good. Okay.
But yeah, no, really great session, guys. It was a
Yeah.
lot of fun,
Mhm.
and
so
yeah,
Yeah.
thank you so much,
Yeah.
and you guys take care.
Boss man,
Take
can
care.
I talk
Oh.
like a quick moment in secret?
Yeah, sure. We can talk really
I'll
quickly.
pop
All right,
off.
I'll see you guys
to get
later.
everything ready.
Good night.
I'll talk when we get- Yeah. Good night.
Night.